I think we're live. Oh, we're live now, at least. What's up, everybody? It's been an interesting 24 hours. Let's get that straight. It's been a very interesting couple of hours. So let me just give you the little rundown. Over the past couple hours, I keep saying couple hours, the market has basically done nothing. Right? If you've been watching the XRP chart, we really haven't seen the craziest of pumps, the craziest of dumps, but I mean, there was a little move where some people probably got scared. Like 2 hours ago or so, we went to about 335. But thus far, every single time, we basically have popped back to our buy zone. And for all the people that were sidelined, this might have acted as an opportunity to get right back in. Because again, you're basically getting the same price as I had just yesterday. Now, having said that, many have been wondering, so does this mean, because we keep retesting this bottom, that we are going to break up below it and actually see a massive correction? That this is not the altcoin season, that this was just a good pump, but we should have cashed everything out at 366 because it's basically over? Well, I have some food. Matter of fact, brother, the amount of consumables I've just gotten myself. The reason I'm not giving you the answer is because I'm waiting for a couple of people to hop on in. If you're in the chat right now, make sure you press that like button. That's one. Make sure you quickly put in the chat where you're watching from. That's always how we start the stream, just to see who's watching a day, you know, everybody doing a little roll call. And I'll give you guys the answer to what I think is the question, I guess. First things first, I am not your financial advisor. Nothing in this video or live stream is financial advice. Everything I say here is just my opinion. I'm never making you any guarantees, nor do I provide you any guarantees anywhere. All is your own thing. You do everything on your own. I'm just here to tell my story and everything that I'm doing. All right. So we got UK, we got, UK, Kansas, England, Peru, Southwest Florida, Hey, Alberta, Long Island, Munich, München, der ist sehr gut. New Jersey, Long Island, New York. Is that New York? Yeah, really, Long Island. Netherlands, send $100. Oh, by the way, so again, I don't like to cover these things in my stream too much, but I was doing a $300 giveaway or so. I forgot the exact amount. Over on X, let me find it here. Where is it now? Maybe you guys remember. I guess you probably remember, man. I mean, people are hawks on this, which is good, you know. She should be, because I mean, it's free schmeckles. So I was doing a little giveaway here. Again, you don't have to do anything for this. This is completely free. You don't have to send me nothing. If I ever DM you, right, it's not me. I will never DM you. I will never ask you for anything. All I asked for was, well, maybe retweet or like and follow. And I asked Grok, but I don't think I did it the right way. I should maybe like tag them. Like differently. So I'll give you guys like 1 more minute. If you didn't post under this yet, you didn't go through these steps, I'm gonna pick 15 winners right now for my $300 giveaway. So I'm just quickly letting you know about that. If you wanted to, you know, you don't have to. I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna pick them right now. In a few minutes, I guess. I'll give you a little bit of time if you didn't do it yet. Having said that, what is going on with the market? Oh, things are pretty good. Even though many like to believe that this is a bad market. Many have told me that this is so bad, this means we're going to break down. Let me tell you, if you look back at any of the previous crazy pumps and any of the other runs, if you were to just go quickly back for fun, you realize that all these green candles, for example, that we've seen, you see all the ups and downs throughout those weeks. You see people are running by my sweet again. I was going to say, you see all the volatility throughout, for example, here a few weeks, right? This is, again, where alts were flourishing when you really start thinking about it. But let's take a peak level, right? Even whilst at this peak, altcoins went up, in this case here, 45%. Let me quickly do this. 45% in that week, but at the same time, actually, right? It came back down a little bit. roughly 17%. Matter of fact, over the next week, they came down 40% to only blast higher again, about 100% gains or so over the next few days. Now, this is again a little bit of bear market territory for a while because the 2021 run was a bit strange. It was like two-sided, right? But you have to understand that even in the greatest of pumps, even though in this week, like I said before, right, we saw a high and low, basically the volatility here, of 67% in a week. Next week, well, it's again for fun, grab it, 53%. My point actually is mostly that a lot of y'all are underestimating just how much the gains can be over a few week period. If we take December lows of 2020 up to February, this is 330% gains on altcoins as an entire market. That's not one coin. That's in general over the entire market. And when you start looking at it like that, what we've seen now is good. We've seen some gains, but really, let me zoom in for you, right? What is this? We've got 3 bullish candles in a row. We've got what? Let's quickly see from the bottom. We're up like 40%. It's nice, but I mean, even in November, we saw way crazier up. And that was not even the altcoin season move. Right now, if this turns out to be the alt season, then this was nothing. And actually, fun fact, the fact that nowhere in the past has there been such a long period of just massive volatility continued on, just like we saw in 2020, leads me to believe that, again, maybe this could be the chance. But I still believe that for us to really get to a season of craziness and where you think, oh, this is really it, we need to see more volatility. Like right now, Bitcoin is slowly but surely moving up. Ethereum is slowly but surely moving up, but nothing is hitting all-time highs. XRP did, which was good, but theoretically speaking, it's just the high that it hit back in January or so of this year. It's slightly above it, sure, like 5% or something, but that's similar with Bitcoin going from 110 to like 111, and then maybe like 112. It's cool, but it's like a little bit of a nothing burger, right? You really wanted to break it with severity. And back here, this is again the 2021 bull run. You can see the volatility throughout the week and just how much we change. Now again, this week basically has been the first time where indeed the market went up a lot, down back a good lot, but generally speaking is ending very positive. This is kind of how we expect the bull market to look, just like these last 2 weeks here of the previous influx of crazy amounts of capital. Ian says this man is always streaming. Do the giveaway from X. All right, you guys ready? Let me tag Grok a little bit better. I should. I think I should tag him like that. I don't know how long. I've literally never used X for Grok, so I don't know if this is the right way or how long it takes. I thought I would pick him on stream, but then I realized it might be a bit more fair if I just let let X himself do it. But I guess it was not. It was not in the plans. So we'll see if this has an answer in like a few minutes. It won't pick a reply if he doesn't reply to the main. Go to tweet, click on Grok logo. Okay, so we might have to do this. It won't pick if he doesn't reply on main tweet. Okay, I might have to do that. I'll bookmark it in a second. Oh, Grok can do max 10. Okay. So maybe I just made a little bit of a fool out of myself, but I didn't know that. Again, I don't know these rules, all right? I have no idea. Maybe I should get rid of this one then. And then let's try what the guy said. Anyway, we'll try it in just a second. I just wanted it to be on stream. I thought it would be pretty cool. Luke coming in with the £5. Appreciate that. There was actually somebody in the comment section last night somewhere that said, Dusty, you're a piece of crap. Which I get all day, so it's not a big thing. But he said, I'm not appreciative of anybody who sends me schmeckles. And that is where it hurt my feelings. All right? I still sometimes am a bit, odded out why people decide to send their hard-earned 5 schmeckles to me. That's still a bit strange. I must admit that part. I don't fully get it. But I still always say thank you. You still got me a nice little coffee right now with your £5, because nowadays a coffee can be £5. It's ridiculous. X gonna give it to you eventually. Yeah, fair enough. They're listening. Be wavy, wavy. Also, Lus, I changed emojis. Maybe you've seen it. To where now you can actually do like funnier ones, and I even put my own face in it. You see, you can do a troll face and stuff like that. I made new ones. Luke's is so excited for the next few weeks. Yeah. So again, to get back to our earlier statements, I personally think the volatility we are seeing right now is basically nothing, and I still do believe that if we were to take a good gander here at the markets, right, it is still from almost any angle, from risk reward perspective, worth it to try it out. So let me again look back now, for example, at Algorand here. We can see that Algorand has indeed seen a lot of volatility, bit of a rising, a bit of a shooting star or sorts we're almost seeing, right? Not yet, but anyway, you guys are getting the concept. Right now, it got rejected at the moving average. A lot of coins did. A lot of coins were trying to break through and they didn't. Where's the Ethereum chart, actually? Let me quickly find that one. If we find ourselves the ETH chart, we can actually show this from another angle too. You can see ETH also is trying to break above its moving average, but thus far has not been able to do so. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs over the past few weeks how Ethereum most likely still has a good amount of gaining to do versus Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin's run was a little bit over, right? And if Bitcoin calms down, altcoins have time to catch up in good markets. If this was a bad market, the moment now that Bitcoin slowed down, most altcoins probably wouldn't go up at all. They would maybe even fall. Why? Because people are, if Bitcoin stops gaining, uncertain that things will continue on. And you can look back at that back in, like, for example, the Trump days when Trump came in with Solana and stuff. Everything started to fall pretty quickly after Bitcoin made that high and failed to gain another one. Right now, Bitcoin's back to 117, but XRP and some of the coins are actually up. Not up tremendous amounts, but they're up regardless. Again, if this was a more negative looking market, we probably wouldn't have seen that. The same thing applies to coins like Dogecoin finally making a move again. This is why I feel like the market is just showing us, and basically everybody's decisions when it comes to this are showing us that what is this? Why is Tezos up 40? What's this? Why is it up? Why is it pumping 45% today? What just happened? This coin is sending it. Why? And again, this also marks, again, what you see in good markets, that if I look back at my videos from 2018, if I look back at my videos from 2021, every day I'm covering this. Like, oh, why is this coin up 80%? Why is it up 40%? And I think that many people now that have not been here for multiple cycles don't get how crazy it can get from that angle. I'm not talking about actual, gains in terms of your portfolio. I'm talking about the unexplainable massive pumps in coins. And I realized that yesterday too. People looked at that XRP gainer, it beat the all-time high, and people are asking what made it do that. That is bear market thinking. In a bear market, everything moves based on announcements. In a bull market, things move a lot on announcements, but also move a lot based on nothing. Just nothing all of a sudden makes it. But I'm completely in awe. What is this? It is going absolutely bonkers. And again, this is not advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but sometimes in a good market, I then, when you see a coin going up 20% or something, I still buy it anyway. And you can see here, if we bought into a 20% pump, we could have still taken in another 20% pump or something like that. What is happening to them though? I got a cookie, by the way. There's a very good chance nothing happened. It's just people FOMOing in. Ricky says, giveaway, do it. Brother, I will do it. Don't not worry. Do not worry. Anybody here holding this coin? XTZ? Tezos? Thailand Chip says you only get about £2.50 after YouTube takes their fee. I think YouTube's fee is maybe like 30%. I don't know though. Don't ask me. Not 100% sure. Maybe more. What up, Dusty? Please do ADA link 𝗕𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀. Excellent. We'll get to it. Why is my conversion rate bad? $10 is still over 1,000 here. You see, I never get why people say this. This I've seen so many times. Like, yeah, but in your currency, in my currency, it's 5,000. Who cares what the conversion is? It does not matter at all. If the number is 1,000, 10, 50 billion, it's only annoying for conversational or for calculation purposes, but essentially, some currencies that have higher numbers, like thousands here, might actually get a more accurate portrayal of a price because you can go down lower, depending on what the bills are. But if it's, for example, something you need to sell for, 1 point something dollars, you theoretically speaking only have 2 decibels, right? Two decimals, decibels, to go below that, or 1 or 0.55, but you can't go 0.555, right? You have to round it up. Whereas with 1,000, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps 0.5 if you wanted to. I'm not saying people do that. Just saying, theoretically speaking, you have a bit more room if, for example, it was a 10 to 1. But my point actually is, if there's purchasing power restraints, right? So you might say, yeah, but conversion. Like, yeah, but in my currency, that's 1,000. That can feed a man for a week. So, I mean, it doesn't matter anything. We don't really get anything out of that information. Just because the dollar converts to, I don't know, freaking 7 reais or whatever, 6 reais in Brazil, that doesn't say anything about one being worth more than the other. They're theoretically speaking in a similar spot because, again, it might buy you. Let's say in the US it was $1 for a bread. It's not, but let's say it was. It's like $3. Freaking US is crazy. And then all of a sudden in the Brazil it's 6 reais. What do we learn now? Nothing. Is English the common language in Dubai? Yeah, it depends on who you hang out with, right? I think it's Hindi is maybe the number 1. The number 2 maybe like English. Then number 3 maybe Arabic. But I think even all the Indian people and Pakistani people, whatever, they all speak English. So I guess it's still English. But then again, if you know freaking, you're gonna get along. Whoa! What is this? It just keeps going. It's up 60%. Hey, do we now get my strategy, which I described to y'all before, of buying into pumps? You might say, oh, this is stupid. Dusty, what are you talking about? But again, let's go back now. Clear case example of why in bull markets, very often, I just told you about the strategy of like, oh, if we saw it at 20% pump, we could have still tried it. Right now we saw it at a 40% pump, and right now it's at a 60% pump. Right? Again, now you're getting towards the edge of it. Like now it's getting more and more scary, the more it pumps. But you just do not know. Very often in bull markets, these things keep going. And there's 2 ways to do it. One, and again, this is not financial advice. This is just my thoughts. One is to look for the worst performers. You go to the bottom of the barrel. And we ape into every single thing that's down like 20% in the day. Why? Because there's a good chance they'll actually recover in the next or the day after. Because usually they do when the market's good. And the opposite is when something's going up significantly, for example, on the hour, we try to get in because we want to ride that wave. And essentially, especially with my bot strategies, it could actually be really nice to open one when you see them being down a pretty good penny over the day. For example, down 8%. It's not that much because they're still up 40% of the week. But this shows the overall momentum, for the most part, is nice. It's upwards. It's bullish. We have a little correction in the midst. But again, people were excited for it, which is why it was able to go up. If this number, like Optimism here, says plus 14, or plus 13 here, there's not been that much excitement throughout the week. So if you're buying into a dip, it could just be that this keeps on dipping because nobody's trying to buy it. But if it was up a ton, is making a good correction, you're basically now saying, well, you know what? This overall is still going to go up, but it's having a good dump now. You're getting yourself a good repricing. And it's similar with XRP now. If you take a look at it, where's XRP here? If you were looking at XRP's pump, right, and you bought the moment that the price went down tremendously, you know, because it just hit a high, all of a sudden it went down like what, 9% or so. If you bought into that dip on the daily, maybe now you would not be up a ton, but you could have been, right? You could have been up maybe like, for example, 2-3%. But again, depending on what the market does now, that could have been a really, really amazing decision if it continues to set on with gains. Now, again, even if we stay quiet for a little bit on specifically XRP, I don't think that's really anything too bad, because slow and steady wins the race. If all of a sudden we see a massive surge again, the slight problem I see with that is that things are over too fast. But the reason I called this stream now or never is because really Ethereum has to make a choice. Bitcoin has to make a choice, but most importantly, coins like XRP and ETH, they all have to make a choice here. Is a new high coming, or is it going to be slow and steady decline? What exactly are we thinking in that department? Not you guys. We're just saying, like, what is going on here? Because we've seen a nothing burger for the past 24 hours. Nothing has been happening. We need to start making a move very, very soon. And I'm still thinking it's most likely going to be upwards. And if it's not, we need to have a good strategy in place to not get wrecked. Ryan says, Dusty almost made me pee myself. Why is that? Why is that? And by the way, guys, if you've not done it yet, we have over 500 people watching right now. If you've not pressed that like button, and this is a problem, make sure you press that button. Dusty, what is the realistic chance for XRP to go 9-10? You see, I know you don't watch my videos. If you do, you'd know my answer pretty quickly at the top of your head. I literally made a video yesterday explaining why even $40, something like that, is not crazy, but I always like to add a multiplier of, you know what, whatever you really expect, if you really expect something, put it 66% lower, and there's a pretty good chance it's going to hit it. So I explained before why even like $40 this run would not be too crazy. Skip all that. Don't think it's going to go to 40. Put it at 15 because you want to, take a lot off, because usually your bull targets are way too high if you've been in there as long as me. A lot of people, though, they put it way too low. 7, 9, 10. This is nothing. It's like... So, let's for fun go back, because I still don't get how people can be this bearish. How can you expect $7 or $9 as a realistic top when this could be one of the craziest movements of wealth we've ever seen? And again, it's not bad. It's not bad. But you got to see it from another angle, too, as to why if it gets only to $9, $10, like, I'm happy, don't get me wrong. $20 would make my freaking decade, but it's like, a little bit underwhelming. Why? Well, take a look at how the market shifted. We went from altcoins in the peak, in the bottom of 2020 at like $30 billion worth of altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and ETH, right? So, and we went to the top, it was about 4,500% gains from 25 billion, let's say, to about 1.16 trillion. Now, let's just even only take like the second half. So from basically 2021 start, right, let's say, right there, the start of 2021 to the top was about 900% gains or so on average for altcoins. If we take a look at just some of these weeks, right, this week right here, how much did the price go up? Ooh, 40%, okay, next week. Oh, 40%, okay, next week. Ooh, 60%, okay, next week. Ooh, 50%, okay, next week. Down actually, because it is next week. Ooh, 25% up, next 3 weeks. Ooh, okay, 33% up, okay, next few weeks. Ooh, 50% up, and you get it, right? You can get what I'm trying to say with this. The whole move right here was just 30%, after 40%, after 50%, after 30% up for weeks. Now, if we were to go back to a coin like XRP, and we think of a 30% gain from here, right? 30%. Ooh, bam, we're at $4.50. Another 30% gain from there. Ooh, we're at $6. Okay. Another 30% gain from there. Boom, we're at $8. One more 30% gain. Boom, we're at $11, let's say. Is this going to happen? I can't tell you. But if we just look at that previous market, this is like very low. This is like a very small part of it. So if this were to happen, and this is, again, this is 10, but you just said 7 to 10, right? 7 is one of those moves even lower. And this is at 30% gains per few weeks. We could even get 30% gains in a day sometimes, and it wouldn't be that shocking, that crazy. That's why I said this season needs a 25K BTC candle for us to really get swifty again. Because we've just been used to all this negativity, all this bear market mentality is keeping us in a state where we do not believe in the bigger gains anymore. And it's sometimes nice, it's sometimes good to stay realistic. But I think it's also very realistic to assume that what we are seeing right now is quite little. And all we got to do is not get wrecked on a move down. And again, we do not know, right? This is also just to make sure everybody understands. Let me go back to the alts. Where are the? I'll also make myself some tea. We could actually look at Bitcoin even for that. I explained 1,000 times before why I always buy into Bitcoin pumps. This is not advice to you. This is my strategy. And I actually showed this to a few of my friends who are doing way better than me. And even they were kind of impressed because it's such a nice back test actually. And many people overlook this. So if we take a look at the bull run, when did it start? November 2022. Let's say we had ourselves a high made, like a local high. Here, August of 2022. The first time, and I've shown this a few times on stream, but I want to do it again. The first time, I'm going to make a little line like that. There we go, so I can point. The first time we broke that high, which is this candle right here, this green candle right there. The first time we broke it with a confirming candle, so a closed one, you can see how the price is done afterwards, right? It was basically the first time we broke through. Here we got rejected, so we didn't actually close anything. But you can see a pretty nice, interesting surge afterwards. Now, this was the weakest of ones, but this is the start of the bull run. But the pattern now is starting to show itself. So, after it broke this high, got a candle closing, you can see the impulse led us to a new high. This was the new local high for the time being. The first time we broke through and got confirmation was not here, because we broke it kind of, but we didn't really get any confirmation. This right here was the breakout candle. So the moment it broke through, see how crazy the gains went, up to a local high. Start to fall down, sideways, 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 sideways. The moment it broke through, right here, this candle, you can see how crazy the gains were. A massive impulse afterwards until we got to a new high. This was $65 or so thousand for Bitcoin, right? New high was made right there. Didn't break, sideways, 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 until it broke through, like January, right? That mark, November, sorry, of 2024. Till it broke through, right? There's the first time it broke. Crazy impulse. Then it made a new high with the whole Trump situation. Touched it again a little bit later, like a little all-time high. Touched it again, yabba dabba do. Right now is basically again the time where we've broken it, and we got ourselves a confirming candle. Now, if we take a look at every single time this has happened, I don't think it's too stupid to assume that we are probably, and again, this is not certainty, but this is just probably based on what happened every single time, are going to be seeing some nice movements. Because every single time thus far, if you look back, it has worked this way, right? Every time you see a local top, even in the bear market, even in worse markets, you have a local top, the moment it breaks through, nice little surge, right? In this case here, it wasn't instant. It was a good surge, little comeback down, back to where that resistance turned into support, and then just sending it. This was a massive send, actually, matter of fact. But even on broader scales, right? Look at the 2018 top, or the 2017 top. We made ourselves the high. The first time it was broken, you can see the crazy impulse we saw after that, right? Or on medium scales, right? Here, we made ourselves a local high. The first time it was broken, which is right there, you can see the crazy surge we saw afterwards. So this tends to keep working quite nicely. You can see it right here on the short term again, right? You made yourselves a local high. The moment that high was broken, you can see the pretty crazy surge that happened afterwards. Again, on the downtrend, this could actually also work. I didn't even check it properly in the sense that, for example, once this high got hit, I guess the moment it got broken, you can also see things went pretty crazy. Does this make sense to all of y'all? I think this makes a lot of sense, but maybe some people don't agree with me here. But do any of you guys care about Bitcoin at all? Because I always say, oh, I'm stuck, I see. Also, I do not know how to fix this stuck thing. What I just do, my recording software, I just click on a different camera and I click on this one again. Because the camera itself is fine. It's just the input. It's strange. Hey, Miss, you're back. Hey, Pepe is back. Sun God is back. M is back. And that's not even utility market cap. Yeah, there's another multiplier for that. But so the base for any altcoin, and I keep needing to repeat this 1,000 times, is almost always going to be BTC. Because if BTC does not go sideways or upwards, for most coin... Shit. We have ourselves a 185 dirham coming in. Appreciate that. Again, he coming in with the question. Bro, for a longer term, 185 dirham, that's like 50 bucks. Interesting. Interesting choice. But again, thank you very much, sir. 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀 says, bro, for longer term hold, you seen this? They just partnered with 𝗕𝗓. Really good team here. Is that a meme coin? It's not. It's got a few overlapping followers. Interesting. What do you think of these people saying 1000x for XRP? You know, you can have dreamers, right? There will always be people in any sort of market that dream for the freaking sky. And whenever I go out and about, there's always some people also telling me that, oh, but what if? And they're not completely wrong. There are some strange ways in which I could imagine our coins pulling those numbers. But the problem is, do we want to be realistic or do we want to be overly optimistic for an in case? But before we move on, I want to quickly let y'all take a second and get into what I've just told you about the Bitcoin chart, right? So from this logic, if Bitcoin tends to go up every single time after it breaks its all-time high with a massive impulse, even though right now we're not seeing it just quite yet, should we not take this? Should we not attempt it? Should we not try it out if every single time previously it worked? Because if your answer is yes, yeah, this is a try. This means that altcoins will probably have the craziest time ever right now. But if you're saying no, well then yeah, I mean that's not going to be a good time for alts then either. But I think okay, for everybody, what is your favorite coin? I'll go over a few coins right now. Name one. If you have one coin, let's cover it. Let me give you my thoughts. Just one coin. Name one. We'll have time to do a few different ones. Let me get some inspiration here. Okay, so we're gonna start at the top. The first person actually was Render. XLM. Okay, let's do XLM first. I'm gonna keep this open here, and we're gonna do it piece by piece. Some of you guys were faster. So, what was the first one? What did I just say? XLM. XLM I always have a nice little chart open for as well. I always love it. So the thing is with XLM, I kind of always see XLM as XRP's little brother that sometimes goes on a bit of a crazier rampage. So whenever I look at XLM, I don't really chart it out too much, just like how I don't like to do it with XRP. There's only a major trend that I sometimes like to identify for XRP. In this case here, we look at the main resistances, we look at the main strong points, the struggle points, and the overall trend in this case here was we expect a massive, massive impulse towards the top. For XLM, you could argue, right, okay, we made ourselves a top, right now we retested that top, basically, if we do Option H, can I do that in my keyboard? We basically retested that top right now, and we are struggling for it. While slowly but surely we are actually creeping up, and this is quite the bullish indicator. Why? Well, you have yourself your impulse, right? It is now, after having that impulse, it's slowly but surely, let me do it like this, slowly but surely trying to break through while getting closer and closer towards that top until eventually it basically has that break, which also, leads to then hopefully a crazy breakout towards the top. When is this invalidated? When does this not work? Well, either the moment you break below it hard, even if you get a small little wick below, it actually doesn't matter that much. It's when you break below hard, get yourself the confirmation below, or if the overlying setup doesn't work for it anymore. So for example, if Bitcoin all of a sudden were to reverse. Now, a counter to this all is not even necessary to look at. If Bitcoin keeps gaining, most likely every single alt will basically have a similar pattern as this. And that's the thing. If you start to dive into XRP, if you start to dive into Chainlink, most of them have a similar sort of setup, a similar sort of structure, where they make themselves a top. And for 𝗓𝗏, it's a pretty interesting double top we've seen here. They're slowly but surely going to keep creeping up to keep testing it, just like Ethereum right now at 3,600, until they eventually either break down or break through. It's always the duality. You know, it's always the double point, where you either break through or you don't. And if it does, both have good and bad sides. If all of a sudden we break through, now you have the question of, will this be a good enough breakthrough? Like, for example, we actually attempted a breakout right here, as you can see, right? But will the breakout be good enough, strong enough, where it can actually set yourself a new candle, a new confirming candle, and from there you're starting to build onwards? Or is it, again, not strong enough, it's weak, where you get rejected again after a while, and now you're going to have to try again and again and again? And sometimes if the Bitcoin setup is more bullish, this is a bit easier to do, that you get your candle that actually is a lot stronger, where next candles can actually be based on it. In this case here, I guess it turns out that that was not the truth. So, 𝗓𝗏, what is the, what, I'm stuck again. I'll get rid of the camera for a little second. I know you guys are saying it, but, you know, it's okay. TJ coming in with the new emojis. Looks high AF. If only. Guys, you know, the last few days I've only woken up. I told y'all, I'm in a new country. All my friends are texting me they're going out. I've not left my house. I mean, I go downstairs, go outside like a little bit, like a little teeny tiny walk. But right now, again, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I haven't done anything. I just wake up, look at the news, and start streaming. All right, so having said that, is there a goal for 𝗓𝗓? Well, I still think that on average, many of those utility coins can easily see a 10x this season. But again, I always want to kind of like correct for it. So if I am saying like, okay, you know, maybe like a 15x or so, let's divide that by a little bit. Let's go for a 5x across the board. So for all the utility coins, I'm just gonna put my lower target at like 5x or so. I think they'll do way more, but that's like a conservative across the board. XRP, 𝗓𝗏, 𝗓𝗓, all those, I still consider them to be in that category. You have to also remember that when I gave my targets initially, we were at bottomed prices. So 𝗓𝗏 just in the last week or two has already gone up 150%. Right? It was 20 cents or something like that. And at that point you can say, oh, you know what? It's going to do a 15x. Well, that's only $3. Right now, that's only a 6x from these prices. So there's also a very, very big difference when you're looking at it, right? VeChain, 𝗓𝗓, Toshi. So VeChain is the only one that actually differs from my usual utility book. And the main reason for that is when I met one of the co-founders of VeChain, he kind of made me a bit sad about the coin. It made me realize, you know, if you really want to get to the top of the top, you have to be in a different sector. And that's actually what I've now kind of adapted over. I'm like, I don't like to buy coins like VeChain anymore by DCAing, just because I don't believe in it necessarily as much as others. So I like to buy into VeChain if we see it's the hype of the season. And if it is, VeChain is a coin that gathers crazy amounts of hype. I've made probably 400 videos on VeChain and similar coins. So it's not like I'm not used to it. I have a ton of VeChain. But whenever people ask me which coins are you buying right now, every single season, my top 10 basket of coins is different. In 2021, you could not have a basket that did not have VeChain in it, because it was the coin. It was just everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. Now, if you look at the comment section, it's 1 out of 10, maybe not even. So if not that many people are talking about it no more, it might lose its popularity in the general market. And the same thing you see with coins like NEO, EOS actually too, but just coins in that field. Even though they were extremely popular back then, if people stopped talking about it, back then NEO was the Ethereum destroyer. It was going to take over everything. And where is NEO now? Top 90, something like that. Back from the top 6 or whatever, top 15 high, right? It was always NEO versus Tron. And now NEO is gone. Tron has won. So even though there's not necessarily that good a replacement for VeChain, you might ask yourself, where does the supply chain technology that they've got really come in to be a number 1 or number 2 or number 3 crypto? And I've said before, if I do not think it'll end up in the top 10 soon, is it even worth going for hard? I mean, except for coins that are already in there. But for a lot of those coins that are a bit outer, I think they're mostly based on hype. Not necessarily that those coins are useless. It's just I like to buy them when the hype is there. I don't like to buy them because they might be mispriced. You could do those, again, for things that are still in the limelight. For example, Pump or Hyperliquid, those ones. Maybe you look at the revenues, maybe you look at the streams, maybe you look at the overall market position, and you're like, okay, this actually looks quite underpriced because they've got such crazy revenues, because they were able to do this. But VeChain, even though, again, I hold a lot of VeChain, I've made hundreds of videos on VeChain, I would not DCA into VeChain. I just have my VeChain. I'm not selling it because I think it'll do good numbers. But if I was talking to somebody and I said, hey, he's asking me for a top 10 basket of coins, VeChain would not be in my top 10 no more, which is why it's also not that I'm as bullish on that as others. Because again, think about it. If you, right now, if you got to name a top 10 list of coins and one of these coins is not in there, then you're essentially not as bullish on them as on others, right? Anthony says 𝗕𝗓𝗪 because it's cheap for me. So 𝗕𝗓𝗪 is essentially still quite low. Even though it's gone on a pretty good rally. Let's see, do I have an 𝗕𝗓𝗪 chart open? I do not. Do I have an 𝗕𝗓𝗪 trade here open? We do not. I have the 𝗕𝗓𝗪 bot though, huh? Let's quickly go find it. Oh, by the way, give me just 1 second. Also, for all y'all, the bot list has been updated again to include also my newest ones. To also include my CRV and the XRP long. And if you were using my bots before, ladies and gentlemen, for example, you were using the XRP one or you're using the other XRP one, whatever, just know that I've updated my price ranges. So you might have to recopy, you might have to do something or change your own price ranges and the amount of grids. I've changed them to make sure they can also still trade above $3.44 because that was the original max. So if you're wondering, why did mine stop? Well, first of all, you should understand what bots you have. If you don't, that's ignorance. I don't like that at all. But, you know, you right now know that I've changed them. So 𝗕𝗓𝗪, to get back to it. Where do I see that going? Well, it's an interesting one. I just told y'all that most of those utility coins are kind of in the same book, where all of them have a pretty easy blueprint for probably a 10x or something along those lines. Okay, this is very freaking ugly. I don't know what the easiest way is to turn these off, so maybe it's not wise to chart in here. Let's go to 𝗕𝗓𝗪. Even this is probably pretty ugly. We can go here. Oh shit, I've been missing some text. Let's see, Casper, Pepe. Okay, so today the chat is very diversified. Kat says, I got to 1 Bitcoin because I've suffered and worked my ass off to mentally make it through the 2020 dollar cost averaging the whole time. Fun fact, Bitcoin was $3,000 as well in 2020. Right now it's 120, so it's kind of funny. Depending on when you get into it, that could be really, really hard because 3,000 is quite hard for a lot of people. Or extremely hard because 120 is almost impossible for most. XLM is founded by XRP co-founder. Yeah, 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗏 indeed founded Ripple, co-creator of XRP, and he also founded XLM and a space company and a few other things. Dusty, thoughts on staking and earning in the US? Now we're getting clarity and laws and more coming. Oh man, this camera is killing me. I don't like staking too much. I stake some Ethereum, but I think that's mostly it. And all those Cosmos coins, but they're all worthless now. I mean, you can only stake coins that have native staking, right? So you can't stake something like XRP because it doesn't have staking. What do you think of Polkadot? Pretty garbage. I don't like Polkadot so much. Also, keep in mind, even if I say garbage, right? That doesn't mean it can't pull a massive runner. It just means that I think it's more based on just getting a good grip in the market by being a bit lucky, I call it, or having something under their belt which they haven't shared with us. But again, if I say garbage, I mean that right now the hype is extremely low, even though they can still pull a 10x or whatever. Any coin could. It's not special, right? I'm always talking about probability of coins that I really see having a high probability of doing that. I think most coins in a good market will just pull some yields where you're always shocked regardless. Cat says, I stayed like Cosmos long time ago. It looked like it's 50 bucks. Oh, you left 150 in a Cosmos long and it's now 50 bucks, or the opposite way, where right now it's gone down tremendously. Two Big Dogs says it has on EVM sidechain staking for XRP. What are you talking about? So you gotta understand. Essentially, there are multiple ways in which XRP could be staked, but it might come down to one of these things or something I can't think of on the top of my head. It's either so that XRP is locked on a decentralized platform and you're getting LP fees. This could be basically because you're providing liquidity, you're getting some fees back for that, right? This could be XRP pairs, could actually be on the XP ledger as well, right? It doesn't have to be EVM. This could happen, but it could also be EVM. It could be that you're locking your XRP, and in turn, because they are in the back end using your XRP as collateral for another coin, like Ethereum, they're staking that Ethereum, you're getting a yield back. Possibility. I'm not sure what else is a possibility there, because again, if you think about it, right, and think about this hard. Ethereum comes into circulation. Solana comes into circulation. They have staking because they want people to vote, they want people to provide governance, and they do that based on the amount of coins they've got, partially. And so if you lock up coins, you have more power, and for locking them up and for actually participating with the network, you get more coins. If all the XRP coins are already out there and you don't have mining, which Bitcoin would have or some others would have, then where would the coins come from? So if you're going to stake, to who's giving you the coins? Where is that yield coming from? That's why people don't like lending platforms too much, because again, you keep your coins on there and they're providing you a yield, but the yield is unexplainable. Maybe they do. Maybe they say, yeah, we get it from. But it's not native from the network. That's why, Ethereum's yield is what, 4%? Maybe through some restaking, it might get a little bit higher. But if you're all of a sudden getting yourself a 45%, you're wondering like, well, where's that coming from? With stable coins, it can actually be, with some pretty easy strategies, it can be 18%, 25%. You could also get a yield for XRP, by the way. I think what you could also do is you actually buy XRP spot, short it, and actually take yourself the funding fees. But just adding the EVM sidechain part to it, this means nothing. You just say now, XRPL has a sidechain now using XLR as a bridge, staking on EVM sidechain. So what are you going to stake? Your XRP? Where's the yield coming from? Dusty, there are certain coins I agree with what you're saying. I hate them and I don't give a shit if they make big gains. I could pick another coin. It's like I hate Ethereum when I first came out in 2020. When I first came in 2020, I won 50% Bitcoin, 50% Ethereum. It's nothing but garbage to me now, no matter how high it goes. Yeah, it's not wise if you're in the crypto market to hold grudges. There's been so many coins that I lost so much money on, and I just forget and move on. There's been even coins in the top of the top that have actually done me really bad over time. But it's okay. You know what? Even WIF, I have like a freaking animosity towards WIF, man. I don't like that coin. It's the most disgusting thing ever. But if it does good, it'll still be my friend. I can still make money on it. But sometimes you also got to learn, right? First of all, a broken record still might be right twice, to a part of the time. No, what's that called? A broken clock. There we go. I was going to say a broken clock might still be right sometimes. So even though you're like, oh, this is garbage, still might do well every now and then. That's one thing to keep in the back of your head. But then again, I will not fall for the same mistake too many times in a row. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I guess. I don't know if the saying goes like that. I don't know the one from the rap song, which is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, get the butt. Fool me 2 times, get the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, fuck the piece. Oh. Also, I gotta figure out a way to get this camera better, but I just do not know. I've tried every single thing in my arsenal. It's not the camera, guys. The camera itself is fine. I can see the little camera on my camera. You know what I mean? Like the little logo. It's out of the USB port, which is a possibility, but the link I'm using only has USB-A. and my MacBook only has USB-C. So I need always to use an interface. But I've changed this little intermediary thing. I'm now putting it in a different port. I've changed this thing 10 times, and I have a lot of them at home. Uh-oh. I also wonder why they sometimes take you guys can see, but why they do this? What's happening? Why does it sometimes just say like, okay, stream down, bam, boom? Why? I don't know why that happens. Y'all are frozen? Yeah. It's just a second. A broken clock is right twice a day. There we go. All right, let's do the giveaway, though, because I was planning to do it. So what was this suggestion? Somebody says I can't do it like that. Go to the main tweet, click Grok logo. It will give you a summary about the tweet, then select winner. Here, I'm not sure if it's going to show anything sensitive, so let me just quickly put it to the side. How do I, if let's say I pick this, right? Can it post it for me? But anyway, you guys are seeing it live here. Let's see here. Created by XA, I'm happy to assist you with selecting the giveaway winners based on the criteria you provided. Individuals must follow at the DustyBC. Bam, locked. Have commented under the original post. Bam. And have reposted it. Since I don't have direct access to real-time follower data or the ability to verify reposts beyond the provided thread, I'll make reasonable assumptions based on the available information and simulate a random selection process. Okay, so it's just going to select random. Let's proceed step by step. Analysis of the thread. The thread includes the following users who commented on the original post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, is this everybody? Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's random. But it's assuming all these things, so I gotta still double check it. Ah! Oh, okay, let's go double check it, I guess. He did. He reposted it. He did. He's only I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't show this to everybody. Maybe they repost some freaking sketchy ass things. Man, this guy posts a lot. Should I just assume? Should I just make assumptions sometimes? This is way more difficult if you're using Grok. Anyway, I'll check it on the side here. You know what? They can just have it. I don't give a crap no more. I mean, hopefully they'll retweet from the future. Next time I should just ask them to pin it for a day so I don't have to go through this rigorous process. But there's only 9 though. We still have to pick 6 more. Yeah, a second draw of 6 people to make the total of 15. I really don't understand how it's picking. Am I stupid? Am I doing it the wrong way? Let me see what you guys are saying. How do I tweet this now then? How do I... How does one tweet the Grok response? Why is it only able to sense 9 people that did it? Does it only take these people? Should I just pick at random? Just go scroll through and pick a few? I don't know, guys. Again, I'm still new to this. I tried something else. Didn't necessarily work too well. But regardless, we picked 9 at least. Grok is not that smart. I saw a lot of people picking it with Grok. I thought maybe, but no. Yes, do you have A1 steak sauce there for the millionth time? I have no idea what A1 steak sauce is. Maybe yes, maybe no, boss. Mrs. says, how do you enter? Is it too late? I guess I still have to pick 6 more. It was just on my Twitter. Right? I told you guys about this yesterday. Just whatever it says right here. We pick 15 winners, all winning $20. And I had some criticism about the $20 before. Because it's $300 in total. It's not per person, but people know it. I mean, you guys know that. But I always do that because I remember how I started my entire journey was because somebody gave me what, like $20 or something like that for a giveaway. And the thing is, this is meant to act as either a happy day, a starter kit, or something like that. Not to make you wealthy, of course, day one. But a lot of people I think could help. This could help for. So some might always call it stingy, like, why only $20? Well, again, some people would be extremely happy with $20 if you can't get that. Then maybe use about 2 big pauses because it's incorrect. Oh, because you'd be on the list. Problem is Grok needs specific input. ChatGPT is better, unfortunately. I see. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. We at least picked 9. We'll do another giveaway maybe tomorrow. You know what? How many of you guys are using my bots right now? How many of y'all are using this? let me see something. Maybe I can do another giveaway right now. Where is this button? Maybe, just maybe, I can do something pretty cool for y'all here. Okay, so another friend of mine, Ivan on Tech, basically, another YouTuber, he does this sometimes. And I realize I can also do this. So what I could do, for example, for today, is I grab $500 and I just give it to a few people that, for example, try out the bots that I've been going for, something like that, for example, right? That are in our team. And here I'm looking, I asked my assistant to check out how he does it. So for example, here, can do a $500 giveaway in XRP for 5 to 10 people. This we could do also. I might have to set it up real quick though. As in maybe not today, maybe yes, I will ask. Because I'm not so sure what the technicals look like, but I just checked it out. And I can just send it to people on Payonics directly. It's just a button that says Crypto Box. So I might be able to do it pretty easily here. As you can see, facilitates the distribution of crypto in a random or fixed rule. To claim a crypto box, you require a box code. So I might need to make a box right here with, for example, $500. Maybe give you guys a code for it. Let me see. All right, I'm going to make one of these boxes. So if you're wondering, Dusty, what are you doing? I'm going to set up like a $500 giveaway. Let me see. Number of gifts. How many people should we do it? Should I do 10 people? I do, for example, 10 people. Total box amount, 500. Maybe I should do less. Maybe I should do $100 first just to see. Let's see. Gift wishes. Best wishes. I'll type in best wishes. Smiley. Let me see. Advance. When sending a crypto box, you can input a personalized token. The system will automatically add a 4-digit random suffix. Effective date. But I need to know if it's random or how's it gonna go. Okay, let me try it with $100, I guess. Gift values are randomly distributed. No, it should be fixed. Or should it be random? I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, it might not be now, but just know the budget will stack. So, but because what I'm thinking I need to do is just, if I make this box now, crypto box available for 24 hours, expired box will credit to your account. Okay, I'll try it with $100. And let me do, you know what, let me do 30 different things. So maybe then it's not going to be much money, but it's just to try it out. Let's see, payment sent to crypto box, random amount, 30 pieces. Let's see, $100, just so I can try it out, see what happens. Never mind. Email confirmation, 2FA. Okay, we'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll figure out how exactly to do it. We'll do a $500 stream or something. Maybe this could be nice. Maybe we'll do $500 a day. Just to random people. If this pops off, this could be nice. But let's start out small. Let's do $100. But again, I need to quickly set it up. And I don't want to do it on stream because what if I mess up? So later on, I'll get that to you guys. We make the streams more exciting. That's going to be a nice 15K a month if we stream every day. All right. But let's see, you know, piece by piece. All right, so what's going on? Well, market not moving too much. Nothing happening. Nothing crazy happening right now. Tezos, one of the craziest gainers all of a sudden. Volta, so the old EOS is doing a little bit of a move. Nothing too crazy, but surely moving. B is Smeghead says, can you do a contest for chat? Yeah, we can do a contest for chat as well. But the problem is, the small problem when it comes to the chat here is it's a bit difficult for you guys to contact me and me knowing it's really you. So the only way I could do that is if you, for example, put your Twitter handle and, you know what? All right, for all y'all, $50 right now. I'll give 2 people $60. 3 people, I'll give you $20. And how you're gonna have to type it is, how do we do this? Random, let me think of something. Random number generator? But you gotta put your Twitter handle in there, in your answer, because otherwise I cannot know if it's really you and a random person can DM me with your name. So, do we do a random number? We can do, for example, you guys pick a random number between 1 and 100, and the first 3 people to guess something. I could just let them generate on the side. But I don't know. I also don't know how to do giveaway. Also, by the way, whenever I do giveaways, always the viewers drop. But then again, it makes some other people's happy. So let me think of it. Let's do 3 random people. Put your Twitter handle and a guess between 1 and wait, no, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. I'm thinking we could do a guess between 1 and 100. And then I just, you know, we get 3 random people. Let's do it like that. So it doesn't depend on internet speed. I'm gonna put the chat. I'm gonna put the chat to so everybody gets 1 guess. Let me change the speed to No, you guys didn't get it. I told you have to put your Twitter handle in there as well. I put the chat to 1 a minute. You can only guess once. So I've already generated a number. Now we wait. Maybe nobody guesses it. Then I'll just keep generating until we do. But let's give it a minute. I'll do a little minute countdown. And I'll just generate all 3 numbers at once. Just click, then we'll see. So I'm going to do a minute countdown. By the way, if you didn't put your Twitter handle in there, you can't win nothing. Man, I don't want to be that guy, but you guys are kind of... If you don't have Twitter, you're not going to be able to claim your prize, so it's going to be hard. So even what I'm thinking of is just picking the first 3 who let their handle know, because I don't know why you guys are doing this so stupidly. Okay, let's see. Is the number already picked? No. This is not going as easy as I thought it would be. The last time we did this, we had way more people, so the number was guessed within like 5 seconds. Shit. Okay, I'll just guess a new number because nobody's picking it. Okay, new number. I'll write them all down, by the way. Let's do that. Where's the pen? Nice 𝗕𝗃𝗀𝗃 pen. All right, let's write them down. Let me guess another number. 1 and 100. There we go. I'll just generate 5. Put them in the list. There we go. Now we go from top to bottom. See if you guys, any of y'all picked the numbers. So. Okay, officially, I'm looking at this. Now, one has been picked. But the problem is that person did not put their Twitter handle. Do they now win or do they not win? This is a difficult one. Okay, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has won. This is one of the numbers. Again, another number has been done that was actually the number, but no Twitter handle. Why some of you guys are guessing the same numbers again? Shit. Where was I? Okay. And sorry for y'all that don't like giveaways. I'm just trying to make some people happy here. So maybe. Because again, this one's already been picked. So, why do you guys keep pulling up the same number? Man, you guys are bad at guessing. What the fuck? What is this? You know what? I'm even thinking of just picking at random because this is not working at all. This is the worst I've ever tried to do something. It seems like I'm just seeing the same number 44 times. Okay, you know what? Why do you guys just... You didn't even put a freaking number. You put a name. You know what? You guys are... you don't deserve it. This is the stupidest I've ever seen. No. What? No, I can't, never mind. You guys, one person won. The numbers were, and the thing is, there's actually two people that won from my quick calculations. You can only tap one spin anyway, so the numbers were, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, if you guys, you can all collectively come together. The numbers were 38, 1, 36, 88, 15. Anyway. Oh, shit. With my beautiful handwriting. But again, as far as I've now seen, if I'm wrong, please do let me know. But if you chose one, which two people did, but you didn't put your Twitter handle, screw you, because that was the instruction, so you were stupid. So now it's over, of course. But again, if I'm wrong, how about you just pick a random person? I'll pick two people else. This person. Two big paws. You win. I'll take a screenshot. Send me a message on Twitter. And well, I mean, it's not a guess, but I guess Ryan also. Ryan, if you put your Twitter handle, There you go. We picked 3 people. Good enough. Good enough. We have Birdie Smith, 2 Big Paws, and Ryan. Ryan, you better make sure. You know what? I can also do that by doing this. I will press go to your. Oh. I'll press go to your channel so nobody can quickly make an account that looks like Ryan because I've got your channel now. Send your Twitter, Ryan, in the chat. It was rigged. Unfortunately. This was painful. Yeah, I understand. All right, I'm... Oh, please never make me do this again. All right, this was something, okay? Oh, okay. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗏, there we go. All right. Send me a message, by the way, guys. Don't let me message you. I never want to do that. Send me a message, but now I've got your Twitter handles, so it cannot be faked. Let me double confirm this is really you. Yeah, same channel. All right, there you go, guys. What is Justice sending you? Just send me a DM. I'll give you the right information. Maybe take a screenshot of this as well. Of that stream. All right. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, which was interesting. I'm sorry you had to bear through that. 𝗵𝗂𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 says, I actually guessed it. Well, I said 88. My handles there too. My name is in there. Let me see. Let me see. Maybe you are indeed correct. That was way too late, brother. Because Jason also was there before you. But I think I already stopped him at that point. You were not the first regardless, my brother. Let me see. Which one did win? Which is the first one to win? Yeah, Birdie's the first one to pick 88. So, let me see. Yeah, you're not the first to pick 88, bro. This person was. So, you just picked the same number. Yeah, there's multiple people who picked 88. Ah, so Nick, you're trying to tease me, huh? You lost fair and square, dog. But anyway, to get back to the charts, because, I mean, this was not a plan. This is like a side quest. Yeah. Things are moving up on the hourly, though. I guess that's nice. You know, some coins have started to pump. Oh, whoa, EOS is up 5% over the hour. You see, this is, again, what feels like good markets. This is what the feeling usually is like. Hard to watch. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Don't worry about it. All right, don't worry about it. We're done. We're done. We had to do that in for the people. Make some people happy today. And it was a bit unbearable. I never want to do it this way again. It has to be simple and smooth. This was, hard. But regardless, it was interesting. Now we know also, right? Now we know that part too. Let me put the stream back to normal mode so you guys can chat again. There we go. Where's everybody watching from right now? Who's in here? Man, I never want to do that again. What do we got? Where's everybody watching from, guys? Galen is here. Jane watch from Switzerland. We got Jim from the US of A. We got Ohio. Chainlink is pumping. It's not pumping too much. Watching from my office. All right. Should be working, bro. That's not good. Not from the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 like it. Everything's going sideways. Yes, they are. Indeed, everything has been pretty much going sideways for the past couple of days. Right, today, yesterday, it's been kind of wacky. But the thing is, I always see this as like where opportunity meets, you know, the people. Like, if all of a sudden everything was going up so much every day, I don't know if that would actually be better or worse. Because yes, we get a pump. Ooh, it's nice, nice, nice. But the FOMO would be so great, and you wouldn't really have much chance to really catch up on anything. You wouldn't be able to catch any of those moves. Because the market moves up so much. Are you on 24/7? In general, yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, I've skipped most of my appointments and things just to stream here. But you know, when the market is this green, what can you do? When the market is in such a spot, what can you do? Dusty, where's the massive crypto party when this run is over? So, I mean, I go to parties every few weeks. If the crypto parties are all around the world all the time. Because the thing is, you might say the run is over, right? But there's another person who took this XRP move and made $1 billion. There's another person who took this XRP move and made $400 million. There's another person who took this Bitcoin move and made all the money in the world. So just because we are on the lower part of the echelon, you know, we are on the lower end, doesn't mean there are a lot of people out there making schmeckles, right? Making big bucks. Michael became a member. Hey, welcome, Michael. Welcome to the family, Michael. Michael, your name shall be remembered. I am screaming so loud, and I'm still in the hotel room. Yes, I am. Ryan. Yes, I am. Kat says, I want to see extreme fear so I can buy the dip, like I always do. Yeah, my brother. I mean, the probability of us seeing a dip as low as we saw before is pretty freaking small, right? I'm not going to presume we're going to see those levels. And by the way, somebody just said, I don't know who it was, said, I'm thankful for your coin margin video from earlier. Yeah, so the only thing you got to understand when it comes to coin margin, right? We put 5K XRP in. We right now are up 23 XRP. If the market goes down, right, and really, really hard, we on dollar terms are going to lose way more. Because our XRP will also become worth less. So even though we are stacking up XRP, we might actually lose dollars in the process. But that's the thing. We're trying to stack up coins, not dollars in that department. One of you guys, Mrs. XRP, also became a member just now, or was it TJ? One of these two I saw become a member, but I was doing the giveaway. Let's see here real quick. Who was it? I can't see. It was Mrs. XRP. Welcome to the family. You still in the hotel? Yes, I am. Thanks for holding our hands. We're all in this together. Michael says, Dusty, I have a balance for one of the bots, or what will be your choice? You know, Michael, that's always the most difficult question to answer. Again, they're not necessarily my bots. You can also make your own. You could just do your own settings in there. And again, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm never making you any guarantees. But if you're talking about which one I think is most interesting, it depends on your risk profile. Like, for example, the challenge is most interesting from the perspective that there's most potential in it. But if this number you just said is really the maximum you've got, then a challenge will be very, very hard because the drawdowns could be very high. To counter that, if we're going for any random altcoin, well, it depends on how much you believe in that altcoin. Because if you do not think the price will eventually go up, then it's hard to sit through, as again, the drawdown could be high. Then again, you could also go for more meme type of thing, like a 𝗕𝗘𝗀𝗃 or whatever, because generally speaking, the grids are higher. So we expect the average return per year, per annum, to be greater. To counter that though, right, the more meme it is, the less of a chance that it's actually going to work out, I think, because you have more different coins that have more solid output. So my answer would be pick the coin you like most. Because, again, there's also a different choice between you want coin margined, you want it to be denominated in the coin or in dollar terms. I can't pick one. That's why I open 1,000 of them. Right? It's impossible for me to just pick one. We got 𝗕𝗓𝗓 becoming a member as well. It's interesting. We might be getting ourselves now a little bit of a chat of how do you call them? Like of locals. People who just show up every single day. Because I'm streaming every single day. This is going to be interesting. GT says, I'm all dipped out. They can either pump the market, but I'm not buying anymore. Fair enough. At some point, you can also decide that for yourself. Give a little MD is back with us here now as well. Michael says, on my bed. Okay. Let's not show that for the YouTube. Also, guys, if you now became a member, you also have some emojis. You get absolutely nothing for becoming a member, except for just me seeing you quicker and you getting a like on YouTube more often and me seeing your comments. There's no real perks, all right? So, yeah, I wanted to quickly make sure you knew that. I asked YouTube to verify the new perks, which are basically nothing, because I don't want to make promises in that. There used to always be exclusive videos and stuff until I realized if I'm making exclusive videos, then a lot of people are being left out. So I realized, it should just be a thing. Maybe you like being a member. Maybe you like supporting. Maybe you like this little emoji thing and all that, being a part. But the nicest thing is, now that we have one more, I needed one more. Now I can add 10 more emojis. So this is nice. I mean, for 99% of you, this does not matter. But for me, maybe it's because of my, type of status. I found that pretty cool. Maybe you have to be a bit, cooked in the brain like me to enjoy that. Any current positions open on Bluff and Dusty? We got a ton of them. But to be honest, it's been greater. And I should actually also get my Bybit in here, but I don't normally show everything here. I also still have Binance. I forgot about my positions on Binance. I also have WeX. What else do I have? Shit, no! I just bought this sweater like 7 days ago. And just now, what did I do to myself? I just hooked it on my phone. No! This is super bearish. This is the worst announcement of today. Anyway, so that aside. Man, when I sometimes look at Twitter, these people are freaking... It makes you want to freaking throw a chair out the window. The amount of people on Twitter who say, I am the only one who's providing you with real. I am the only one I am telling you XRP. I'm the only one. Man, shut up. First of all, nobody on Twitter is really that unique. Most people are LARPers. And what that means is just somebody who acts as something whom he isn't. A lot of people promise for the freaking world, but then when it comes to it, are wrong most of the time. And yes, you may say we have the same for the videos, but essentially, I'm not telling you anything too specific. I'm always being very generic, which is, I personally believe the crypto market's going to see the greatest of greatest runs, and I buy. If the market goes down, I keep buying, I keep buying, I keep buying. And even right now, as the market is going up, I continue to buy. That's my plain strategy. And then for specific coins, I have specific little edges. But when people say, oh, but this is actually confirmed, they don't want to tell you, but I know, no. I get so annoyed when I see people like that, because again, it is LARP. It is just somebody in his room looking at a screen typing, I know something you don't. They don't know shit. And especially in the XRP community, this is a very big thing. People are out there preying on you. I don't know what they're taking, right? Maybe they want the Twitter bucks or something like that. Maybe they want something. But it is so garbage, the amount of people that act like they know more than they do. And I don't mind if they say, I think. No. They say, I have a few examples, and right in front of me I saw one again, and I'm even thinking of banning him from the freaking community, from the XP community, because this is just garbage type of content, man. This annoys the crap out of me. What I like, the posts I like, this for example is a cool post. I don't mind this at all. I sold one BTC today and bought all of it in XRP. Is this a good choice? Fair question, you know, fair point. SEC fee Ripple update. The SEC has officially withdrawn its appeal against Ripple, confirmed Stuart Auto Chief. This is May. This is the other one. This is not new. This is also, why would you do that? This is a freaking post from May. Why post it right now? Make it act as if it's that new thing. Or is this even just LARP in general? Is this just fake? You know what? Should I just ban that person again? Let's just keep going through here and seeing people. We're saying all this cap. This is also a fun post to me. I don't mind this at all. You know, being excited about different targets being hit and all that stuff. This was the post that I was talking about 2 days ago, I think, in my stream. I said, there was one post which was so wholesome, and I really like to see it. It was this post right here. It was somebody who's basically on a journey to getting a certain amount of coins, whatever, and he finally hit his 2K milestone. That was his goal. He hit it. Now, even to some of us, this might feel like nothing. To some of us, this might feel wonderful how much it is. I just want to quickly state that if you've got a goal and you finally get there, first of all, you realize how further your goals can be. I had a goal once of having such amount of Bitcoin, such amount of XRP, such amount of ETH, and now my goals have gone way beyond that. It's funny how they keep progressing, but that's the good thing, right? That's what gets you to these things. Lorenzo says I also got the right number with X number. Check. The problem is, brother, you were too late. All right, number. Which number did you get, Lorenzo? Can any of you guys confirm? Did you see it? I'll have to look back at the stream. I'll take a look at it later, Lorenzo. I'll remind myself, take a look at Lorenzo. All right, I'll remember that. All right, how to get that done. You got 36? All right, I'll take a look. All right, Thomas says XRP will reign supreme, I think. You know that Thomas has been here probably as one of the longest people who has always been in almost every single stream. I think he holds the record for being here most days. And donating every $5 and $10 every day, I think. I really think so. Appreciate that. Let me quickly go for a pee. Oh, we're seeing nothing today, though. It's boring me almost. You want to know the fun thing? I was so freaking out of my mind the past couple of days that I'm thinking like, damn, it's just going to be a few more days and all this quiet and chitting and chatting will be over because we're going to be down to zero. Not really, but like, I dropped a banana. Oh, shit. I hit myself in the leg. So what is going on? I was too excited. Things are going bad. Oh. And this table is freaking sharp. I know wussy, I'll accept it like a man, but damn, that's a sharp ass table. And the banana accidentally dropped on the floor right there. Yep, happened to the best of us. If you're wondering why, sometimes it's good not to get too excited. I was trying to say though, even though I'm hurting a little bit on the inside, but I'm a man, I'll take it. Over the past couple of days, every time I went to bed, I was like, every time I was thinking, okay, I should look. Because you're always thinking maybe the price has just surged like crazy. Maybe it's dropped like crazy. Maybe it's back down below $3, all this. And the fact we have been able to sustain 340, I am back in a state of calmness. It feels like the craziest day of XRP ever wasn't just like 2 days ago. It feels like that's already long in the past. I've forgotten about it almost. And that's something kind of crazy to me here. Like, nobody right now is talking about is if XRP is trading at an all-time high. Most of us right now are acting like this is normal. Like, what we're seeing is just the most average week. Nothing really crazy happening. Yesterday, the chat was still pretty much like, whoa. But today, nobody's really out here acting like what we're seeing is astronomical, right? It's all of a sudden turned back around. And that's the funny thing about bull markets, I think, as well here. I think it's really a funny part. But we're not pumping at all. Right now we're doing not too much. And I was joking about the going to zero part. Like zero, right? No 10-second rule at a hotel. I'm not eating no banana off no ground in no hotel room. Also, little fun fact if you wanted to know, this hotel room is a pretty interesting price, right? For me at least. Maybe to use nothing. But I just checked the sheets. And it's a little bit dirty. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but, you know, I don't think you can be serving that in no 5-star, $700 a night thing. I expect a little bit. I expect them to be pristine. You want to know the craziest thing? I even think it's blood. I'm not joking. I think there's blood on my sheets. And it ain't mine. All right? But if you knew, maybe you didn't realize it, but I don't think it's mine, dog. I really think it's blood now that I'm looking at it in my picture. But it was like 5 when I saw it. I was like, you know what? Just sleep on the other side. It's okay. Hotels are dirty. Yep. Every time the hotel staff tells me that as well. They say, you'd be surprised at what we find. I'm like, what? What do you mean? It's like, yeah. And there's a previous hotel guy in Hong Kong. He says, never use a towel on your ding dong, basically. He says, no, the towels are too dirty. That was so funny to me. He says, no, you can get disease and everything from that. Never use the towel for that. I'm like, what? I mean, 𝗕𝗓𝗀 is called housekeeping now. Nah, I mean, I'm not that. It's not that big a deal to me, man. They boil the sheets, man. Chill. I'm good. I don't care. All right, I can sleep on the other side. But I think I am quite certain now by my recent analysis here. This is indeed drops of blood. You guys want to guess? What do y'all think? Bring your own sleeping bag. Bring your own sleeping bag. I like that. I would really like if somebody does that. They come to a hotel and you see them holding the big sleeping bag. They're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, no, I don't trust your beds too much." And again, the price is over $700 a night. I'll check the exact price. Maybe now it's less. Let me see. It's weekend though, so let's see what the price is at. You would complain, and then what? You're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry." Like, all right. But I told you, this is after I complained a few times that the housekeeping wasn't coming. Because I said, "Okay, can they come in the next hour?" Like, "Yeah, certainly." And they didn't show up. We confirm. I see a sun, I see the sun. Looks like blood nose drops. You know, I don't care, man. It's okay. AP says, "Dusty, was it you, brother? I told you it was. I end the stream. I record one video. I go to bed after complaining the housekeeping didn't come. I open the sheet, bam, on the one side. I'm like, I just put it down, go to the other side. It was also dirty, by the way, a little bit, but not bloody. I was like, you know what? Should I call them at 5:50 in the morning, or should I just accept my fate here? And I just accepted fate. Oh, yeah, it's 5:27 in the morning. Should I call them and say, please remove my shit? No, you know what? We just accept it. But then, and I ain't gonna lie, all right? I'm just being completely honest with you. Then, when I saw some other things on the opposite side, I started to get really freaking itchy. Now, you know, normally, it's always normal to have an itch when you start thinking about it. But now, because I saw this, I'm thinking, all right, something's wrong. And I start getting the itch everywhere in this bed. And then after 5 minutes, okay, there's no more itch because there was nothing. But it's in my head. I'm like, all right, what's, you know, trying to get a little bit itchy in there. But there was nothing. If you complain, they give you a better room. There's nothing better than, there's only the presidential suite. I already have the other suite they've got. They've only got 2 different suites, I think. So there's nothing better I can get, and they're not giving me a presidential for this. So, you know, I like your thinking, but, you know, sometimes there's not that much higher you can go. And you see, this is also the thing. I also don't care for anything too much. I can act like I do, but in reality, I really don't. Being next to the elevator, close to it, this is something. But then I have to move my stuff. And even if they give me $300, I don't even want to move. Right? If they give me points, though, this I'll take. You know what I mean? Like, I just do not want to grab my stuff and move to a different room. I do not want to. Even if they pay me for it, I would rather not. Thomas says, man, if the sheets have blood on them, they aren't clean. Pillows too. Go check up and never go there again. You see, this is what I don't like to hear from you right now. Because, I mean, I don't want to move. But yeah, they probably aren't clean. I was telling everybody, don't touch no water. Don't touch nothing here. But I mean, I'm not doing anything too crazy, so it's okay. My wife used to work in hotels, trust me. If you did, they would give a better room. Man, I don't care about none of that stuff too much. But you're right, though. I mean, it is a bit strange. You guys keep saying, bro, for real, especially if you got money, avoid these things because your health is important. Avoid what? I stay in hotels all the time. They probably do some shady stuff in all of them. But the same thing applies to restaurants. I went to I'm not sure if it's a Michelin star in London or just a really fancy, expensive place. I don't remember the name. It's like Pan-Asian type of food. And we see freaking mice, multiple. So we asked the manager because it's expensive, right? It's like, oh, is there mice walking around? It's like, what? A mouse? Never. A mouse? I will look into that. He didn't give us nothing, by the way, which, I mean, okay, I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not that big a deal about anything. But then my friend, who's local, he walks out. He goes to the guy in front of the door who opens the door for you, right? Like the bouncer type of guy in front of the restaurant. It's like, my problem here? He's like, yeah. And we realize, I see this freaking manager's just like schmeagling us here with this. What? I will look into this right now. You have seen a mouse in this establishment? I certain you we've never seen that before here. I will take this to the highest regard. Okay, this is getting too funny. I was gonna talk some crypto now again, but now I saw something else. Rosa says, bring your own. I consider it personal security to travel with my own sheets. You should not have to worry about 5+ star suite. I have never in my life considered to travel with my own sheets. Is there more than one other person here in this entire chat box that has ever traveled with more with I mean, what do I, oh shit, camera's gone. Wait a minute. You're back. I don't believe that more than one of you, only Rosa, has ever traveled with their own sheets. I do not believe it. I thought it was a joke, but now I'm thinking maybe it's not a joke. No. This has not happened. Oh, okay. Actually, some fun fact. I told y'all one of my peoples texted me 3 nights ago, maybe 3 nights ago, that they showed up to their hotel in I don't want to say the name, but let's just say in Portugal. They showed up to their hotel, and they found two people that were not in the best state no more in the pool. And then the tip was, don't drink and swim. That was like 3 days ago or something like that. They just landed and they saw people in the pool. That's not good. May as well sleep in your own car. I brought my own sheets and pillows. Nah, ain't no way you guys are saying you bring your own towels to hotels? I mean, you can bring a towel if you want to go to the beach, but even though here they give you the towel at the beach, but nah, you guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy. I think when you're camping, that's different. Everybody needs to take their own sheets when you're camping. Otherwise, you have no sheets, brother. But nah. Diddick says there are people doing all that. Or he says there are people doing that? There are people doing that. When I moved, I had the sheets in my car. Okay, that's different. I would still not take them out. Diddick says, the friend of mine working at a restaurant said to me, never eat here. The rats are walking in our kitchen. Yep. But, again, if I'm ordering takeout, I'm doing this, that, I just have to accept the possibility. Worst case, I've seen some videos of Indian street food. I don't want to be that guy because some of that looks delicious, by the way. But on the opposite side, some of the things they're able to eat makes me realize we've become wussies in the West, man. In a lot of cases, a lot of the stuff is just fine. Freaking, in reality, right? I'm not going to do it, but I'm just thinking about it. One little banana piece. The banana piece falls on the floor in a hotel room. 1 second. Can't eat it no more. Disgusting, filthy one. Like, I used to always, when I was younger, be like, no, you should eat some of the stuff because resistance. But then again, I'm also thinking, people have done some crazy things on these floors. But then again, do I really, is that really a big deal? Am I really gonna? But then again, I don't want to get infections, right? I don't want to actually become like a freaking walking disease. I eat everything, because I just don't know what's gonna happen. But then the opposite side, I'm thinking, can it all really be that bad? Yeah. What if it's like ground floor outside, freaking a little bit of dirt? There must be a freaking person eating sand every single day. There's probably some guy who loves sand. He might be freaking strong. I don't know why he'd eat sand, I don't like sand too much. I can't remember having tasted it, but I probably have as a kid, right? I mean, you've probably fallen with a freaking face full of sand and you ate some. There's probably none of y'all who never ate sand. Jane says, don't eat it. No, I'm not, I'm not gonna, I don't plan to. I'm just saying, like, can it really be that bad? Hotel floor, second rule. Yeah, I mean. Gallon says, see you soon, brother. See you soon, Gallon. You heading out? Where's everybody watching from today? All right, I want to see what some of your weirdos, your weird ass things. Like you're taking sheets to a freaking hotel room. It's like, it is ridiculous. All right, the fact that somebody even wrote that is crazy. Robert says, not the gastro risk on vacay. Just toss it, brother. Vacay is my life. I literally have no freaking house. You need a personal chef. I cook a mean piece of toast. Why do people presume I have nothing? People presume you know. Yeah, you don't know anything about my chef. You don't know anything about nobody. But you're right. I need one. Or don't I? Dusty needs more coffee. I didn't drink any coffee today. Litecoin pumping? Aussie. I mean, Litecoin pumping. Litecoin is one of the last coins in my arsenal, which I'm excited about. Like, I have Litecoin from all the years back. But whoa, you're right, though. It's up 8%. What? Okay, you were not lying. And AVEX finally is making some sort of move. Do you ever look at the charts of other YouTubers? My friends, yeah, sometimes. If I have time, I would. But in general, like for my strategy, nothing they put in a chart can change that. So it's sometimes just nice to listen to what they have to say, and it's just fun to see what my friends are making, right? Because if all my friends are making videos, sometimes it's fun to see what they do. I just got a friend of mine, Rover, sent me a video of me screaming yesterday at the songs. He says, bro, what is wrong with you? And I said, bro, I'm just vibing. I can do whatever the frick I want in a funny way. He's like, yeah, you're right. He texts me, he says, why are you doing this? I said, I liked it. He says, I understand. You're going to be crazy, huh? Then I said something else. He said, oh, did you become, you know, whatever. That was funny as shit. I realized I can sit here and do double. I can do whatever I want. And nobody's going to stop me. No, at first, maybe you're a shy person, which I'm not. But maybe you're a this, that, this. Okay. But I realized I can literally do whatever I want here. And as long as YouTube doesn't get me out of here. I mean, I don't care if somebody clips. I don't care if somebody makes a video. It's like, haha, look at this clown. I can get over that. I don't worry about none of that. So, you know, I realize that. And then sometimes you get into a schmovin' state, you know? This hotel score is getting scarier. Not to mention when my wife worked there, there would be people that were, and would meet inside of these rooms and you could hear them pounding at. I mean, you can hear it very often. I think on average, if a month goes by, you probably have 3 or it depends on how many hotels I go to. But man, even very, very expensive walls, some of them, expensive hotels, some of them have thin freaking walls, all right? Thin. So you're hearing everything. You're hearing the freaking, even, where was this now? In Panama, it's also a very nice suite at the W. I could hear all the freaking, in Spanish, you can hear all the freaking smooth talking. You can hear the music going up piece by piece. I can hear the song. I'm jamming to the song. Hey, you know. It was not. It was a freaking Spanish song. I don't know which one though. But yeah, sometimes it happens. And matter of fact, I think out of a month you have it on multiple occasions. But it depends on the hotel. I've also had that I wanted to freaking destroy my neighbors because of the babies. Not the baby making, but the actual babies themselves. The result of that baby making, you know. Another thing, I don't know who needs to hear this, but, you know, I feel as if babies should be banned from planes. I know they should not be because you have to travel with babies sometimes. But, brother, if I am sitting in my nice seat, oh, I'm nice in business class, I'm lying I'm lying there almost sleeping, and I hear right one seat next to me, or right seat behind me, go to the back of the back. I know you have money and you deserve this seat, but I don't want to hear no baby when I'm sleeping nice and comfy, and I can do nothing. I have no power, right? And it's not appropriate to fight with a baby. I know that, and it's not appropriate to fight with the parents of the baby because they didn't do nothing wrong. Right? And I know they have to fly also. So then the economy people would say, No, at least get yourself a comfortable seat so you can lay with the baby and this, that, this. I would say get to the back of the back. Don't sit next to me. But I have no choice in all this. Dusty, you've obviously never been around children. What do you mean? I've always been around children. But these are the honest opinions. I love children. Don't get me wrong, right? No, it's nice, right? They can be around here playing. I'll be the best of. There will never be a kid that doesn't like the big old. I don't know how you call this. Like, all that. No. We're all cool. But, all right. Once there's a child next to me behind the plane, we're not friends no more. That kid is looking at me. I'm looking back at him like this. Okay, I'm not doing that, but still, but I kind of want to. Nowadays, YouTubers don't present new exciting projects in crypto. Why not? I think most people have realized that many of them are kind of ass. They're kind of garbage. And so I think for most people, it's better to focus on whatever works than whatever is new and up and coming. You know, in the previous landscapes, there used to always be these ICOs and all these big launches. Right now, no more. Though the VCs are broke right now. You obviously don't have kids. You don't have kids to know. I like people's assumptions always. Yeah. Children are our future. I think for some reason you guys are misconstruing my my children comment here as my hatred for children or something. I just told you. I love kids, right? In a proper way, it's normal. Kids are amazing. You need them, right? And to some extent, I feel empathy for the people behind me or next to me that have their kids right there screaming, because it, of course, is way worse for the parents. Of course. But from a completely selfish perspective, I don't want no baby behind me on a plane. If it's 2 hours, okay. If it's 16 hours, I do not want that baby behind me on the plane. I don't care who their parents are. I don't care what they're going for. I want them to be in the back of the back. That's what I want. Yeah, but it's better for the baby if they can lay down and that. Not next to me though. A few steps away. And I wish them the best. I really wish them the best. I wish the child the best. And sometimes it can be at my expense, but not on a 16-hour plane flight. All right? No. How are they supposed to go? Go with the car. It's only a 2-week drive. You're not disturbing anybody. It's only a few weeks. Why go next to me in the plane when you can also drive? But it's all the way towards Australia. There is not really cars going there. Take a boat! Don't go next to me on the plane! Man, making their trouble my troubles, man. Really? Oh, think about it. It's getting me worked up right now thinking about this. Yeah, but I can't because it's Antarctica. I can't. Take something else. Take a different plane. The elevation Earth there now. Loggy says, "Who cares, bro? Just tell me when she's gonna pump." I love that. Who's out here trading right now? Any of you guys trading or most of y'all holding? Mrs. XP says party flights. Yeah, I've had some party flights in my time now. I remember also the one to Singapore from Dubai, and it was only crypto people. It was pretty dorky, but it was really, really fun though. Because I've never had a full plane like that, like a few, maybe like what? A few hundred people or so, all partying and having fun and stuff. Let me type it in. Where was that? When was that? I mean, I've had like different sorts of plane, right, where it's party, but this was just, it's a full freaking commercial plane. Only people mostly new, not everybody, but mostly. That was some of the most fun I've had on a plane before. Even if you fly private or something like that, it's not necessarily fun. And also, like Emirates First or something like that can all actually, fun fact, be more chill than being on a private plane, especially if you're with multiple people. But even in the US, a lot of people like to fly private, right? It can be actually pretty freaking whack. Just timing-wise, it's nice. But then again, if it's not your charter, if somebody else's, you might still have to come on their time. You still might not be able to do. I mean, it's just complaining about where you can't complain. I'm just saying, like, there are some negative sides to it. For the most part, though, it's freaking cool. Even here, if the baby's behind me on the plane, you know, I'll manage. You guys saying, wear AirPods? I'm joking. AirPods, you'll be fine. I don't, you know, it's just annoying if. But for the most part, I can get over it. I mean, the freaking sounds in the plane are so loud. I have my freaking earphones in. It's all good. Dusty, do you have an opinion on unstoppable domains? Bought some years ago. Yeah, I bought some years ago, and I've never looked back at them ever since. So, my opinion is, I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know if they've expired mine, but I do not care about unstoppable domains. I do not care about any of that. I would never buy a single one, unless all of a sudden they became the crazy hype. But then I'm gonna chase after it instead of being the trendsetter. You know what I mean? I've learned that beautiful lesson over time, that most of the time, it is more profitable to be just a little bit of a follower in that sense, rather than the leader. Because if you're following, you at least know that it works. And yes, you might not get the pristine, the best of the best, but generally speaking, you still get good freaking shizzles. Like, you still get good schmeckles, you know, you still can make good gains. By the way, if y'all wondering, did any of y'all see the plane with all the people, with all the crypto people? Oh, I have Fefa here in my face. Let me put my little video on my computer here so you guys can see what that plane looked like with only crypto dorks. It was a funny experience though, not gonna lie. Okay, it takes a second to airdrop to myself. Let's see what you guys are saying. Price, where do you think XP price is gonna go this summer? Summer, huh? Well, I mostly just think we should be thinking about end of year, and with end of the year I include January in that as well. And I personally think the price is still, like I said before, from a broader angle, I think still 15 or so is like my own personal target for where I kind of expect or see it going. It's like a 5x or so from here. I can think of more bullish scenarios, but in general this is like the line I like to put at. Because it's still within reason where most people can grasp away there. You know, it's not far away. And by the way, guys, if you watch this right now, I'm not always this strange, all right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. I can see myself for doing some stupid things, but we stream every single day. We have about 420 people watching. We've had about 370 likes. If you're not pressed the like button yet, make sure you press that. And yeah, those are my thoughts on receiving airdrop. Give me a second. We shall load the video. Yeah. It might be sideways though. There's a good probability that it's sideways. So this was again on a private plane, but it's a full, I don't know, 777. So it's not really private. It is a private plane because it's just us. And yeah, there's some fun things about that, but here's what it looked like.
I was like, shit, man, like, where are the vibes? What's going to happen? And now I'm like, you're right.
So, most people came out and said that was dorky as crap. That was so just people trying to have fun on the plane. To me, it's the fact that people can get these things together. I really appreciate, man. And the fact that I couldn't sleep on that plane or something like that, who cares? It's just funny experiences, right? Now I look back at those times and think, man, getting freaking hammered on a plane with all the bros. I mean, not all the bros, but a lot of bros. I found it really, really fun. I see 𝗕𝗏 here recorded even a full crypto video in the air. I remember one of my friends talking about some really inappropriate things, but everybody already was getting quiet, but he was so freaking smashed. Funny experience. They're louder than babies. Yep. So, you know what's another funny thing? When we're hey, GM, Mr. Crypto. You know what I should also do, by the way? I should also at some point just get more people in here in the stream, give their thoughts, give their opinions and stuff. Just let them do their analysis, let them do their little talk. So you have some diversity, so you hear some different opinions as to what other people think. A study found that YouTube's algorithm pushes users towards happy and entertainment-focused videos if they consume too much political content. What? That's crazy. Man, what is going on with Litecoin? A lot of people are tweeting Litecoin. Oh, Pump Fun is back up. Oh. Camera stuck. As always. Oh, Pump Fun, finally. Litecoin is up 8% in the past hour still. It's surging. Litecoin is going nuts. I mean, it's going nuts over like the past few hours, I guess. But no, yeah, it is really. It's breaking through even the heights of yesterday or the day before. Shit. Let me see if I could do some here. Let me see if I can cook something here. I'm doing some. We got 𝗏𝗵𝗲. We getting our necks broke. How are your bots doing? Things are doing good, guys. Right now, ETH is finally moving back up to 3,600. slowly but surely. I mean, it's the slowest grind I've seen in a long time, but I mean, we've got Litecoin pumping now. I guess that is cool. By the way, I'm just opening a program here real quick, but I'm giving it a second to do that, which is why you're seeing my face right now instead of my screen. Because I know it always moves your screen over, which is why I was like, oh, let me give it a little second. What is this? Discord orbs. Okay, let's skip that for now. Let me see here real quick. No mic. Give me a second. Let me see. AirPods Pro input device. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. Output device. AirPods Pro. Input device. AirPods Pro. Good enough. Let's see. Okay. Can you talk?
Hello, bro. How are you doing?
Yeah, they can hear you, but they can't
really?
see.
Okay.
They can't see anything.
Let's go, man.
But so
let's
guys,
also turn on my cam, right?
Let
see it.
Wait, if you do that, I need to. Whenever I do my face fully, they can't see you, so I have to add that. But I need to switch over 1 second to let Discord be full screen. So my I can show this, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go.
All right. Are we live, guys? I can't see it myself yet. I think a few seconds and then it will pop up. I want to see myself in the stream. But yeah, man, I think it's nice to do some guest streams. I've actually just for the people that don't know, it's Mr. Crypto here. But I actually like the idea. I just was following your stream for a few minutes. I like the idea of doing some guest streams because just some other guys' opinions is always nice. And I do think while the market is pumping, especially, right? And to just talk with each other a bit.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you think right now of the market? I think nobody's saying anything yet, though. Can you guys see him? Let me just quickly wait, because I can see you on the screen, but nobody's shouting.
Yeah, I can see myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
let me shout out everything. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, what do you want? Do you want some analysis? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see. I can see perfectly. I think the stream can also see. Everybody's starting to get quiet.
Okay.
Maybe they're like, what is going on right here? Nobody's understanding. But so what I've done,
Yeah,
guys,
nobody was prepared.
I just invited somebody. He was watching the stream, and I know, hey, I'm like, hey, let's get somebody in here. Because we were talking about it before. Let's get some different... Oh, now we're getting an infinite loop, huh? So this is Mr. Crypto.
Right. We're getting infinite.
And
exactly. I'm just gonna. Okay. No, but I don't know if I can like if it all looks great now on the screen.
Great.
But yeah, basically, I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna share some opinions of mine about the market. Basically, I know Dusty is more an XRP lover. I'm trading whatever. I like Bitcoin more and Ethereum myself. And I'm trading that a lot more. I'm gonna go more all into altcoins. That's basically my thesis. I'll be sharing it right here, right now. But first of all, let's start off with Bitcoin a bit. I mean, we're seeing a perfect consolidation now. It's brewing up now. We're seeing a bit of a consolidation. That's exactly what we want to see happening after a move to the upside. That's beautiful. We always want to see a big move to the upside and then after that consolidation, because that allows us to get in again at a good opportunity. I mean, some people like it, some people don't like it, breakout trading, but I like it a lot if you combine it with other theories and other things in the market. If you're getting a move to the upside first, then you're getting a consolidation. Then after that consolidation, it allows you to get in to the market cheap again, and you can trade it very well. That's what I like about that. Now, I think the market is going to move even further to the upside. We are touching a fib level here. I'm not sure if you discussed this fib level, Dusty, but I do think this is an important level for Bitcoin to keep in mind. It's coming in at 122.3K level, and we actually got rejected from that already. And that is one of the major reasons why I do think Bitcoin is starting to consolidate a bit more right now. However, I do think eventually we are going to break above this. And Bitcoin is still going parabolic. I still do think Bitcoin will initiate a last move for this bull market pretty much. Now, I don't know if it's the consensus in the market now. It looks like more people are starting to agree with this, that we might start, get another move to the upside after that. It's going to be over. But if I have a look into the data, this is crazy to me. But because first of all, we've got a beautiful breakout to the upside. We have been anticipating this for a long while. I'm sure you have also been anticipating this because a lot of guys on YouTube have been anticipating this, and we've been trading it perfectly. But this is crazy to me. I love having a look into Bitcoin funding rates, or at least in general funding rates, because you can have a look into basically what the market is doing. And the market now, looking at the funding rates is pretty neutral. It's at the 0.01% mark, and that is a neutral level. It's around balanced out in the market. 50% short.
XRP is
long.
almost double or not? Let's see. You have XRP on Bybit 0.0144.
Yeah. XRP is a little bit higher, but I get it's like what I explain also in my videos is like what happens after a move to the upside. I mean, the longs are still basically there, and the shorts are getting liquidated all of the time. But it's like, so the shorts are getting removed from the market, but still is getting balanced out for like Bitcoin at least, right? Because it's still 50-50. So that means that even though the Bitcoin price is moving higher and shorts are getting liquidated, still more shorts are being opened because it's still balanced out. So yeah, and then it's easier for the market. You get me? Like, you feel me? And then it's easier for the market to push even higher because more liquidity is sitting closer above us than below us. It's much harder for market makers to dump the market all the way to this level where a lot of the longs are sitting, than to move the market a bit higher and liquidate all of these shorts which have been opened up here, you know? That's my theory about the funding rates. Like,
let's do a little intermediary though, because maybe you're going pretty fast for a lot of people. But also, I need to find a way to make this look better, because now you're very small, I'm very large. And maybe there is also a way that I can take that Discord, you know, like little thing of yours, like your screen. Do you know that, 𝗕𝗃𝗀𝗀, by chance?
Oh yeah.
You see, like you're very small.
I have no idea. I didn't use Discord for such a long time, actually.
But I was gonna say, where do you think the bull market's gonna end? Like, as in, when is your peak expectation? When do you think that's gonna happen?
Yeah. So this actually perfectly confluences with this indicator. I will be having a look into the funding rates, honestly. If the because I've got this, and I hope everybody in the stream now understands a little bit about funding rates, how it works, how it balances out the market. And now you've got this interesting tool from Velo Data, velo.xyz. It's a cool chart, you know. And on this chart, you've got the option to add an indicator, the aggregated funding rates indicator. And now you basically got the funding rate that we've just been having a look into right here. We pretty much got it on this chart. And now you can actually see that every time the Bitcoin market crosses for the funding rate at the 0.04% mark, that means it's getting kind of overheated. Okay, and it's been happening here during the ETF approval. It's been happening here. It's been marking a top here. It's been happening here. It's been getting overheated here. And every time it's been marking a local top. Now, I think the next time the market is going to get overheated, the next time the market is going to get euphoric by people jumping into over-leveraged long positions, the next time we're going to hit this level again, I think that will be the time where we're probably going to be peaking out here. And I'm expecting a last wave for the cycle.
Somebody says, only Dutch people speak like this. And somebody says, yes, so fast. He's Dutch. Maybe the
What?
Dutch people speak fast.
Like speaking fast, really?
You are speaking very fast. Yes. Now it was a bit slower. Supersonic speed.
I still remember it also with Crypto Rover. Everybody in the live chat in the beginning stages of him, everybody in the live chat was always saying, "Why are you speaking so fast?" But for me, it doesn't feel so fast actually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm used to speaking fast as well, but I realized there's a lot of people that don't even speak English, right? So they probably don't. They have no freaking idea what you're saying. But also because now you're saying funding rates, and a lot of people probably have no idea what it is, and that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm also thinking like, But so when I ask the question like, when do you think it's gonna heat up? You just say we'll have to wait for the data and then we'll see, right? So as in when the peak is gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I think this data is gonna heat up when the market will get euphoric. I mean, when the market will get euphoric, the majority will enter long positions and will not get interested in shorting anymore. Right now, people are still shorting this rally, and that's still causing prices to rise. But eventually, we will turn into a flipping point where the market is gonna accept, oh, we're gonna head higher. We're euphoric. We're gonna sell our houses to buy more crypto, to go into leverage long positions even. Eventually, we're gonna get to that moment in the market, and I think that moment will come once really retail will return. Yeah, over here.
I've shown this a few times as well. But the retail's not really in at all, just quite yet.
No, it's slowly starting to return, but it's nowhere near at levels they were previously. So that's making me feel very bullish still. I mean, still, we're kind of retail, right? But I would say we're early retail. It's not like my parents are buying crypto like every day consistently, you know?
Yeah, I see where you come from. And how about XRP?
I'm waiting for these people to buy Bitcoin and then so.
I remember even one of my family members, when Trump came in, they were like, yeah, can this Trump coin not overtake Bitcoin? I think that was definitely one of the best spots to sell at. I definitely think
I've also definitely got some interesting text at the Trump coin launch. So, and I just knew it. Okay, we're probably going to cool off.
But did you sell everything?
No, but I was messaging in a crypto group chat, you know, with all of the boys in there. I was saying, okay, I've got these texts, probably time to sell. And these other guys were also just euphoric. They were like, no, you're stupid, blah, blah, don't sell. You know, so I didn't sell everything. Because, that's just how the market works then, you know?
That's true. And, I mean, Trump could have pushed us a bit higher anyway, right? I mean, it could have happened. It's freaking Trump still at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I still do think we will still go higher. I mean, this was not the end. No, I think we're still headed higher here. But the crazy thing is that during this wave here, which I think we're about to enter, like, I think we're finally going to see some alt season. We're seeing it already with XRP, of course, going increasing like a maniac. But I think all altcoins will pretty much follow. Where we can also see the Bitcoin dominance on the hourly time frame, also breaking down of a rising wedge which we have been forming, and on the higher time frames as well. This rising wedge getting formed, we're finally breaking down. I mean, I definitely do think we're getting some strong signs that the Bitcoin dominance can be seeing a huge reversal, and the altcoin dominance, basically inverse the Bitcoin dominance. It's the one versus one slash Bitcoin dominance. Interesting chart you can overlay. But if you put on the Bitcoin halving cycle profit indicator, which basically counts the Bitcoin halving, and then I don't know the exact number of days after the Bitcoin halving, but basically a set amount of days after the Bitcoin halving, then it comes up with this green area. And during this green area, we've always seen Bitcoin cycle tops, but also during this last wave, during this last part of a cycle, we've also always seen an altcoin cycle, an altcoin season. altcoin dominance increasing. So yeah, another very interesting chart. And let me ask you a question, Dusty. What do you think about SharpLink right now heavily buying a lot of Ethereum? Is it bullish?
Yeah, so my... Wait, let me see if I can do this also. I can maybe put you in the middle. Let's see. There we go. This looks nice. If you now look at this... I can't perfectly show you, but now it looks juicy. Now you have to look a little bit to the left. You know, you're looking at the right, you should look left. Yeah, if you look this way, now it looks like we're having a bit of a conversation. So my personal stance is these treasury companies right now are getting a bit out of hand. So there's just too many that are doing a similar sort of status. But is it through 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗰 as well that they're buying it right now? Or is this a separate entity again? Because I saw 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗰 that 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗰, one of the co-founders of Consensus, is also aiming to raise so much money to buy ETH. Maybe it was even a joke, but I don't think so. And I think there's a few that we are seeing of these treasury companies that are buying, but I even am getting offers in the DMs right now for all these new strategies that are trying to buy AVAX treasuries, trying to buy this Tau strategy, all at, basically at a discount. They're trying to buy it, or below one net asset value. And I just think it's going to probably work for a little while. It's kind of bullish for the coin, but soon it's going to shift over, and all of a sudden everything's going to crumble down hard because it's too much of a hype. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting theory. I mean, do you think Michael's strategy is going to get liquidated in like a bear cycle? Do you think it will crash that low?
No, I don't think so. I think they'll also be able to raise more money anyway. So
yeah,
I don't really
think
mind.
same will happen like with SharpLink. I think they'll be all right with Ethereum.
But is there a fear that they're gonna get liquidated?
No, but people are talking about strategy getting liquidated, right? If we come down in the bear market.
But that was when things were doing bad. I think right now SharpLink is moving significantly as an entity. The only thing I think is that right now if you're buying into those entities because you think you're getting a good price based on the bond or stock sort of, that eventually those people will get wrecked if they're always trying to buy based on net asset value or the backing basically. But if we're talking about will those companies get wrecked as a full thing, I don't know. But I literally just proposed another I shouldn't say that. But there's another strategy that somebody proposed just now, and it's really interesting. Let me just say it like that. Right? Every single time here I'm looking at they're buying here. It's going to be similar to this one, which is 0.95 NAV, trying to get to 12 times NAV. This is why we're actually going to liquidate, convert to bonds. It's 1.3x NAV. See, there's all these people that are trying to cheat the system there a little bit of quick gains based on the fact that there's a lot of hype and that next people will be buying in again to the same round. But I don't know. I feel as if it's...
It's if we're talking about investing in SharpLink, the company, I'm not doing that. I'm not I'm just doing crypto. That's what I'm doing myself. But I definitely do think they're doing a smart thing, and it's a bit of a catalyst that we've needed for Ethereum. And I'm still kind of very bullish on Ethereum. I still do think it's gonna pop. We have seen very bad price action for Ethereum, and I'm still going to be bullish on Ethereum for this cycle. I still do think we're gonna be headed much and much higher, and I think Ethereum is going to be kind of the catalyst to spark a real full blow-on altcoin season. We need Ethereum to first move a lot to the upside, and then every single altcoin can pop. XRP has already been doing great, but it's from different reasons. But right now, Ethereum, I think we really need Ethereum to pop as well. It's in the best interest for everyone in crypto. And SharpLink is one of the great catalysts that we are getting right now in the market, I think, because they're just going to be able to buy up a lot more and just pump up the Ethereum price a lot more, squeeze out a lot of the shorts and push up the Ethereum price higher and higher and higher. More money will come into circulation, I guess. That's what's happening. Bitcoin dominance will start to fall. It's going to spiral into another altcoin season, just like has happened in the past cycles, right? I just think it's very inevitable.
Somebody has a question for you, by the way. Dirk says, Mr. Crypto, what is your thoughts on Tether with regards to the Clarity bill and what the effect will be on the Bitcoin price? Have you thought about that, or not really your forte? Maybe you don't trade based on politics?
Yes and no. I did have a look into the Genius Act, and I think it's going to be incredibly bullish for Ethereum in the long run. Clarity bill, I'm not too sure about that with USDT and Bitcoin, no.
Yeah, there's actually also a third bill, right? Which one was that? I don't know the name of it also. Because there's Clarity, Genius, and the one is the one for CBDC is separate, I think, right? Or is that the Clarity?
Yeah, that were the three main things which were proposed and signed, right?
Let's see. Somebody else is saying, I can't stand Ethereum. All that did since 2020 has cost me money. So if you had to name a few altcoins that you're excited about, you have any ones? Or mostly Bitcoin?
No. I've been opening up some positions. First of all, here, I mean, you're also doing very good with your XRP trade. But XRP trades, I've seen it in one of the live streams of yours. But yeah, I've got this position on Bybit, on Ethereum, and then I'm also gonna be running some positions on Weeks. Yeah, I can share it. I've just been opening up 20k margin with 10x leverage on these altcoins. I'm gonna like Solana from here, although I'm gonna like Ethereum more at this current point. But Solana, I do still see like another extension of the meme coin cycle is gonna come, you know, and Solana could go even further to the upside. I like Cardano. Why? Because I think people are married to their bags, and once retail will return to crypto, well then they're gonna think, all right, what coin should I dump my money into? And they're gonna look at Cardano because they've previously already maybe invested in Cardano, maybe made a little bit of profit from it, and they're gonna dump their money most likely into coins like Cardano because they're already familiar with it, they're already known with it. But then also on the opposite side, I like Sui because it's a new shiny coin, and it has already been performing very well during this cycle, so also opened a long on that one. I like 𝗵𝗵𝗄 a lot. It's the meme coin of this cycle. I've been calling this coin very early, and I still know you have also been calling this coin very early. So yeah, 𝗵𝗵𝗄, been making a lot of gains on it already myself, and I do think it will continue to do well because I like to bet on the winning horses. 𝗵𝗵𝗄 has proven itself to be a winning horse, and it's been a top gainer for this cycle, and it will pretty likely continue to do very well during this cycle. I would even go as far. Yeah, sorry?
How has it been doing this cycle then? Because I don't feel as if we've seen too much for the memes. But you mean like in the November region when all the memes were popping off, like maybe November to January? Or just now? So I haven't seen too much with 𝗵𝗵𝗄.
Well, no, I'm just talking about this move here, boom, and this move here. It's been shown like this is what you want to see in a meme coin. You don't want to see, like, for example, if I'm taking another coin like WIF, I like to see this less, you know, or like Popcat. I don't like to. I like to see the chart of 𝗵𝗵𝗄 a lot more than, for example, Popcat, because Popcat you also saw a lot of strength here, but it died off, and right now is it gonna return? I'm not sure, but for 𝗵𝗵𝗄 at least, when I look at this chart, it has seen a lot of strength here. It's still holding the base. It's still holding a higher low structure here, and that's what I like about this chart. And just because it has shown a lot of strength in the past here during this site and this part here, January, February of 2024, and during this stage here, November, December, I just think this strength will return. It's a proof, like always, bet on the winning horses. That's what I would say. That's been the most profitable strategy in crypto.
Because it's kind of funny. WIF you just mentioned. I just checked my Bybit account. I'm still down 763% on my WIF long from the moment they got listed on Coinbase. Because a while back, there was like a big amount of hype for. I think 𝗵𝗵𝗄 also got a listing on Coinbase at that point. I don't remember if it was 𝗵𝗵𝗄, but I remember I was buying in 𝗵𝗵𝗄 along with WIF long, Doge, everything, and Doge has recovered. It's plus 700%. XRP and all those are up, but WIF I just see now it's 800% almost down. So whatever margin I put in, 8 times that, because I didn't have a stop loss, and I still didn't. But it makes me question. You just said now a couple of coins you're thinking of being excited about. Which ones have you opened positions for, and at what price did you open them up?
Yeah. These are all the coins I'm opening up positions for, and I'm opening it all with all the same 20k and 10x leverage.
Which ones? So go again. One more
Yeah,
time.
these coins I just talked about. So first Solana, then Cardano, and then after that I'm going over the thesis why I'm longing it now. 𝗬𝗍, and I might even open on AVEX as well, because I think the chart is.
AVEX rated me so hard also the last season.
Yeah?
It was such a bad performer in the last like year or so.
Yeah.
It's been so
Yeah,
bad.
right. But I just think the thesis, you know, the narrative, whenever retail is gonna return, I think they will ape into coin like this, you know?
A gaming chain?
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough. So which ones did you open already? Or are you still thinking of them, or?
Yeah, no, so
have-
AVEX not yet, but again, Solana, Cardano, 𝗬𝗍, 𝗕𝗃, I've opened on Ondo, and these are the positions now.
Oh, what is your target
And
for
also-
Ondo? People are very excited about Ondo as well in the chat. Every time I look, people always ask for Ondo. It's one I never cover. Why do you like Ondo? What's the
Ondo,
thesis?
what I like is that it's basically RWA project, and it's basically kind of BlackRock backed. That's what I like. And I also like that it's built on the ETH chain. And I also like that the majority of the ETH inflows right now from the ETFs are actually majority is coming from BlackRock. So is it maybe kind of correlated? Will maybe BlackRock push, like maybe Ondo? It's like maybe kind of very far away, far-fetched, you know? But still, it's like a narrative which is running in the back of my head. I'm trying to connect these dots and trying to make links in here by that. And also, apart from that, I also really like the chart, how it looks. I like the narrative of the RWA, and I like that it has shown strength. That's a very, very massive component. It has shown strength already. I mean, most of the altcoins are down minus 90%. And this one is still holding pretty well. That's what I like.
I see. Makes sense. Oh, so it's a good list of coins you got. I think, did you also say XRP?
Yeah.
I forgot already in that list. Was XRP one of them?
Actually on XRP, I did trade it. What I can say about XRP is I don't hate it. I just trade it. So I did take a little bit of profit from it. I traded the breakout over here that we got over here. So yeah, I shared all of that. I traded this breakout that we got, and yeah, did take a profit a little bit early. So, but hey, still got a profit. It's nice, you know. It's nice to see.
I agree. Profit is profit at the end of the day. Let's see.
Exactly. You're writing your profits a little bit more for XRP.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like most of the seasons. I'll go back to us on the big screen. Most of the seasons, I know myself, and I'm too early to cash out. You know, it's too quick that I'm just like okay, it's profit. And this time I realize, if you want to have something really juicy going, where you look back at it and think, oh, I'm actually proud of that. You know, who was it now? Pentoshi also just posted a post. He said, take a freaking chance, open a long. And then I realized the long is great, but it's not that much. You know, it's not like that big where I'm gonna stress out over it too much. So I'm like, why am I gonna close it now already just to cash in those profits? But it's still quite minimal for where I think XRP is gonna be going. So then I'd have to basically close my long now and just buy more XRP on spot. But why not then just add to my long at these prices still, if I think relatively they're quite low. So that is my thesis there. It's like we had a breakout, sure, but I still want to see it make that move to like above $4, just a nice impulse where everybody's like, whoa, look at this, look at this. Because right now we've been back to the high at 350-ish, a little bit above it. But I feel it's kind of the same as Bitcoin going to after Trump, it went to 1.9 maybe, then like 110 now, 111, and then 112. And then finally after 112, it was able to break through to 121 or something like that. Right, that's kind of the move I am waiting for here. And potentially I'll close some, but I closed about 10% to show the, which is about 40K or so worth of profit already. And just every single time it hits a new one of those targets, I'll just make sure to cash out something to keep some flow going. But for the most part, I still also keep adding every time we go lower. So I'm basically just adding to the winner while taking some profits every time we get a good wave up. I'm just looking now at the targets. Yeah, so the last time I sold 365, sold, and what I sold there, I bought back at 338. So that was basically the idea right there. I'm seeing you change your screen. What do we got over here?
Yeah, I'm doing kind of a similar thing though, but then with Ethereum. I don't know, like, you believe a lot more in the fundamentals of XRP. I need you to explain it. I need the chat to explain it to me. Why is XRP taking over, you know? Explain it to me. Because I'm myself more of an ETH guy. I like Ethereum a lot more, fundamentally speaking. But you need to convince me, why should I go into XRP now fully?
No, I mean, not fully, but I mean, ETH, it's been so ass all these months. So all these years, actually. And I've been holding ETH since the freaking bottom. I still have videos where ETH is below $100, you know? But actually, fun fact, overall, ETH would have performed better than XRP for most people if they'd bought. But still, now, XRP finally shows some strength, seeing those highs. ETH is still ass. It went from like 17, maybe 1,300 or so at the low of the cycle. A couple X's, sure. But it's like nothing. Every time I buy it, it's just pain because it never goes up. Right now, every day, 36, 36, 30, and right back down, and 30, right back down, right back down. You know, it pisses me off. And I also had a discussion with Flood. He's the guy behind the terminal, very 101. Thinking USD on Twitter. It's like, I should have just flipped all my freaking ETH for Hyperliquid, right? I didn't. I flipped like a good chunk though, and we're laughing about it because Hyperliquid after that pulled a freaking massive gainer. And ETH has done well, but every single time, every altcoin just outperforms it. So ETH is for me only a buy at like start of the season, beginning of the season, to kind of make some quick gains on. And then afterwards, everything else takes over. Anyway, in the chat, let me know real quick. Who here is bullish on ETH? I can't import the chat here, it seems, into the screen because I have full screen Discord, so that's a bit annoying. But anyway, let's see here real quick. We have
nobody is bullish on it in your chat. But
let me quickly say. So guys, if you've not done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. And let's quickly see who here thinks ETH, who thinks XRP. Just get a vote in real quick. We have a lot of people. XRP or ETH?
In your chat
no, you don't know. You don't know. Let's see what they say because today they're very quiet. Maybe because we have a different person. Let's see. See what you guys are thinking. Again, ETH is not bad. It's just price-wise, you know. But at the end,
yeah, price-wise, I agree. But I think it's gonna return. You know, that's the thing.
We don't get that many people in here today. Normally the army would swoop in, but today it's pretty chill. There we go. We get
it's also a weekend, of course.
No, that doesn't change anything. Normally they're here we go. Here we have a few people.
XRP.
To the moon is ETH. Let's see.
Rip ETH.
Yeah, Ancient in the Ancient now is also on your team. Overtaker says F ETH. Okay, I thought he was your team. Not ETH Pepelaf. There's a few that are on your team. Eavesdrop says ETH will need to pop off. Aviation says honestly both. Okay. I have an ETH position.
Then if you have XRP, guys, what's your second favorite coin?
This is also a good question.
Like, or is it all XRP?
Yeah, some people are all extra. I mean, it does make a bit of sense. A few days ago, by the way, I was posted on Twitter like I'm thinking of going all in on XRP, and it was still below $3 then, and I kind of wish I did. And it would have been a pretty fun day right now, fun couple of days. Let's see what they're saying. I'm gonna try. Let's see if Mister. They're not gonna hear you for just a second, as I'm gonna try to do something here. Let's see there if I. They can't hear you. All right, I popped it out. No, I can't pop it out where I can put the screen over it. I do not know how to make. So again, Kevin, they're not gonna hear for a second. Give you a second. Let's make this large. Let's go this one away. What if I make this just large? This way I could, I think. Now, I can grab the chat. Because I had an overlay for the chat, like a nice one, but the problem was, with that came the problem that, yeah, there was just some other issues anyway. But so now, if I do these things, I can still, I can put it over your head if I want to. I can still see what they're saying. I'm too cropped in. I gotta put it in like the, oh. Okay, this is difficult. Anyway, we get it. We can see the chat. Can you see it also? Oh, yeah, it's not easy for you to see. I cannot really put it.
No, I just have it on my second screen. It's okay.
Oh, there you go. So I'm just checking out what the people are saying. But generally speaking, a lot of people still are actually on your side. I expected it to be less. And if they're saying a second coin,
but like, if people don't, their second best coin for your community is kind of 𝗕𝗓𝗪 or XLM. I can see. It's like the second XRP.
Yeah, it is utility coins. Drown says
or like QNT, but QNT also didn't do much, right? Still.
Wait, let me go back to your. Give me a second. Let me go back to you. There you go. Yeah. Oh, this is the quality has. Wait. Give me a second. I need to pop you in again because the quality now has turned into garbage. I need to pop this out. Back to app. Open this. Open this. Go again. Full screen. Otherwise, the quality is completely trash if I do it like that. Here we go. Now I can see it. Yeah. Should be... Yeah, you can talk to me.
All right. Yeah, so pretty funny. Either it's XRP, 𝗕𝗓𝗪, XLM, or Quant.
Oh, there's a $10 donation coming in, and he said something about ETH. Maybe it was already before. He says, Blue U2 says... Thank you with $10 coming in. Thank you. He says, I like ETH as a leading indicator. ETH jumps into alt booms more as a hedge against volatility. I rotate ETH gains into alts in past cycles to then percentage to index/BTC. The macroeconomics are a bit different at the moment. What do you think about that? You can read it on the side.
I don't really get it. ETH jumps into alt booms more as a hedge against volatility. Is that it? I mean, Ethereum has kind of been following Bitcoin, right, until this cycle. But it's indeed a bit different this cycle, maybe because of macroeconomics. That's true. Could be one case. I think there's just a lot of things happening this cycle different why Ethereum has been lagging behind. Just like, for example, XRP as not performing just like this for the last cycle, you know? Like it's just things happening with the coin behind the scenes, which are making a price action like this. But like, is it like a hedge against volatility? I'm not sure about that.
Makes sense. But I think what they're trying to say, let me go back one more time to it. By the way, Tomo coming in with the £2. Thank you very much. Says CRV will outperform XRP. All right. But man, he's so bullish on Curve. And I opened a Curve bot because of him. But Blue U2 says, again, I'm going to read it one more time. I like ETH as a leading indicator. And I think what he just means is ETH goes on a crazy run first and then the other ones go. And he's saying as a hedge against volatility, maybe just that ETH slowly but surely moves and the rest goes up and down, up and down. He's basically buying it to prevent some of the crazy downfalls that other alts will have. I rotate ETH gains into alts in the past cycles, then percentage to index/BTC. I don't know exactly what he means with that part. I understand the rotate ETH gains into other alts, meaning we always say the cycle goes Bitcoin first, then ETH, then big alts, then smaller. Yeah. So maybe he just means that he rotates some of those gains back into ETH, back into smaller alts, and then that profit back into the index, maybe the S&P and stuff, and Bitcoin, which could be very logical. The macroeconomics are a bit different at the moment. I mean, I think maybe he just means that he's rotating mostly into index and BTC, not too much into smaller alts this time around, or he's more quickly rotating it. Could also be. You're right. It's a bit.
Yeah, I do think that's kind of smart. You know, you should always. The money rotation is still here, I guess. Yeah, after an Ethereum pump, smaller caps will follow, and then this cycle has been very wise to, after the small caps have pumped, rotate that into safer investments like the stock market or Bitcoin.
Safer. Essentially, nothing is safe. Nothing here is financial advice. Nothing here is a guarantee. But we're trying to make the best use of it. But anyway, remember, guys, also always. No, oh, my screen is stuck, I see. You know, I have an issue with my camera that it always goes into stuck mode for a second. But I think you're using a computer, huh? Maybe not because I'm seeing Windows, not Mac. But I think maybe because I don't have a USB-C port. This could be the issue.
No. It's what camera are you using?
Sony.
Yeah, so it's because your camera is getting overheated, man.
No, but the camera itself, I understand where you're coming from. The camera itself is completely fine. You have the little screen on the camera too. It's good. It's just the connection. But then sometimes it just gets stuck all of a sudden. But yeah. What are you looking at right here? What's this?
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
It's Bitcoin dominance, yeah?
Yeah. So I just think if we're looking at, for example, the potential now of altcoins, maybe, yeah, altcoins have been performing very poor during the entirety of this cycle. But I still do think the majority of the move will still come. Like, we're still going to see this Bitcoin dominance decreasing to, like, at least these levels here, in my opinion. What do you think about that? And what does the chat think about that? What do you guys think about an alt season here where all of the altcoins will explode and Bitcoin dominance is going to decrease by such an amount?
I was focused on trying to order some water, but I clicked the wrong button on my speaker. Hi, good evening. Could I get some water bottles, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye. That's how we do it. Anyway, so you were talking about Bitcoin dominance, yeah?
Yeah. So it's been performing very poor. But what do you guys think about an alt season still for Bitcoin dominance to fall a lot?
Yeah, I still think so.
I can already say alts are dead this year.
What?
ETH is too expensive. Volume is so fake. Forget the name of it.
Somebody's saying, can we break out tonight? He's getting impatient. He wants it now.
Yeah, I think for like XRP, right?
No, he's saying for anything, maybe. I mean, essentially, most people here don't care about one coin too much. I think it's just the whole season, right? Because I think for the most part, I think maybe you also agree, that in a season like this, once everything goes insane, we're good. It doesn't have to be only your coin. But if it's your coin specifically, that's even nicer. But even now, if let's say XLM goes insane, now I don't really have that much in XLM, I'm still very much excited because that means the rest will probably follow soon. So I think even if
it's gonna rotate back into your alt, you know?
Yeah, at least that's what they're thinking. I think so that way too as well. Let's see here. Borrow from BTC to pump XRP only takes 500B. Bitcoin has 2.25. Interesting says not enough volume.
What do you think? What do you think about this chart here? Well, what do you think? Will the Bitcoin dominance go this much lower, or is it just over?
I still believe that
will we just see another November, December here, and we'll continue to rise?
No, I don't think we're gonna rise no more. I personally think, again, my high for the season has been August to January, and I still think that even though it might be a slow grind, we might see one more retest up slightly for Bitcoin dominance. It is mostly going to be upwards downwards is my expectation. So basically, no more high above, let's say it's 65% Bitcoin dominance. Well, it's going to see that next season again, but I don't think it's going to happen this season anymore. I think it's down from here, basically. Slowly but surely. I don't know if we're going to reach as low as 37, but still. Or 40.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around it because we have been having such terrible performance for such a long time. It's like whenever we're gonna go maybe this low already, we're already thinking, oh, this is absolutely crazy. How can we see such performance, you know? But then still, if we compare that to this cycle here, it's crazy how fast things can go. Like how exponential things can go. Like it's crypto still. It can happen very quick. But I agree. If we're gonna drop to these levels here.
How long was that move just now from 70? Let's say you're zooming out. How long was that? How many weeks was that?
So we started here at the end of December, and then we ended basically in May. So it was 133 days around that. But I would say really what's the most interesting part is this part here, and that part literally only took like 49 days, 50 days. So like we can see a huge candle like that like in a month. I would say it's crypto, you know. That's what I think.
Yeah, it does make a bit of sense. I for the most part have to agree with you. For the most part, I have to agree. I think the chat also. Yeah, down from here. Somebody says down from here. Yeah, for the Bitcoin down. What I'm talking about. But all right, man. What's your channel so that people can find you? What was it?
Yeah, so it's Mr. Crypto. Follow me over on YouTube and X, and then you'll make a lot of money, man.
You could just quickly what it shows. You could just show it. Why not?
Yeah, let's go YouTube.
I'm not showing him here. Screw him, this guy now, Joe.
Yeah, leaving the call. Leaving the call now. Oh, it's Mr. Crypto and also over on X. So yeah.
There we go. Because today was a
but
bit of a
I do have to ask.
Yeah.
I do have to ask a question still, because Dusty, what is your price target for XRP? I know it's kind of hard to give price targets, exact price targets, but what is like conservative case, bull case?
So I've said it 1,000 times in my videos always, but you know the hard part is if you look back at 2017, 2018, the peak there was $3.50 or something like that. And I often say, well, if Bitcoin was able to go from 19,600 whatever at that time to 120 now to times 6, XRP should probably be able to do that. So maybe follow along the lines, just like ETH I think is still able to do like a 3x from its all-time high probably, just by following Bitcoin along. If ETH was 4,500 in that season, Bitcoin was 70. If Bitcoin right now goes from 70, let's say, to I guess 210, 3x, let's say, ETH should be able to also go 12K, 15K maybe, something like that. Just kind of slightly outperform, perhaps. But ETH also did slightly worse in the 2017-2018 run to 2021 run, because it went from 14, I think, something like that maybe. I think it was about the same percentage, if not slightly worse. So then by that angle, since XRP skipped the 2021 run because of the lawsuit, I often put a multiplier of like 0.33 on it. So I think it should have done from $3-ish, $3, $4 to $10 in the 2021 run, just like ETH and Bitcoin did. And then this run 30 maybe, something like that. And then because Bitcoin probably would go a bit higher, let's say it should have hit maybe 45. But because it skipped the entire 2021 run, I always deduct like 66%. So I just say, you know what? Skip that entire run. Skip the whole 2021 thing. Yeah. Just think, you know what? If we take Bitcoin in 2017, 2018, what it was able to do in 2021, about a 3x, 4x, I think the same for XRP. It should have followed along. So from the high of then, $3, probably a 3, 4x, maybe $12, something like that. But theoretically speaking, that also doubles if Bitcoin also doubles. Because that would mean Bitcoin's gone from 20,000 to, let's say, 250,000. So at 12x. From that angle, XRP should have done from 3, maybe like a 12, but then half, maybe like, yeah. So I always come back to about $15 or so a coin is what I think is really quite reasonable. It could go significantly higher in my book, but that's like, if somebody asks me, that's always what I say, like 15 is a pretty good middle ground. I see some scenarios 30 plus, but in general, because I don't want to overstate anything, I think 10, 15 is a good middle for what I think is at least going to happen.
So we're not going to see 589?
I don't think there's that many people that actually think 589 is going to happen this season. I don't think there's that many. And there's hope, but is hope bad? I hope Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million, but
yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen this season. It could. If BlackRock's ETF became the most profitable one ever, but I mean, what do you think is going to happen to BTC then? What do you think the high is going to be?
Me, what I think the high is going to be. I'm pretty conservative with my high. I think it's gonna come in actually at 140, 150. Okay.
Oh, wow. And then alts. How long do you think alts will last after Bitcoin breaks that top?
Breaks? You mean hits the all-time high? After Bitcoin hits the all-time high, altcoins will probably still run for another month or so.
A month. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I think so, because people will not realize it's the top yet for Bitcoin,
But that is pretty quick though, not gonna lie. Like from right now, That's 140 is within a grasp. Because in the previous run, we've done 25% days more often. And from right now, that'd be like 30K or something. Oh, so Lessa, a moderator on my chat, one of the OGs here, he says, what is your ETH price prediction then? Because you just put up Bitcoin. So what is ETH?
For me, so I think like very realistic where I'm gonna start taking profits, it's gonna be already 6K. So comparing that with your XRP prediction, it's very low. The returns would be very bad. But I would start already taking some profits from the 6K. Just start taking profits, not going all out, but start taking some profits. Then I want to scale out heavily at the 8K, and my ultimate bull target would be around the 10K. And of course, I would always leave a moon back.
But so your longs,
these are going to be around the targets.
You're not cashing out anything until 6, basically.
No, for my Bybit position, I'm gonna scale out already. So this is for my long positions though, but I also got spot holdings. But for my Bybit positions, I'm gonna scale out already at 4K. And then for the weeks position, I'll leave that open for like 6K ETH.
Okay, makes sense. You think it's wise to sell everything this cycle and try buy back in the bear?
Yes and no. I think it's very wise to still keep some Bitcoin at least. Because like every cycle, like what do you think about a 4-year cycle? Like, is it eventually gonna crack? Is it because it could crack right now? I mean, are you still sharing my screen?
Oh no, I can't. I keep rotating in between. If you're talking, then I go to your
Oh,
face.
Yeah. So right now, I don't know if you can see now.
Yeah, we can see.
Just tell me whenever.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Okay, yeah, so ever since we've got the ETF launch, well, Bitcoin has been dangerously following that global liquidity with a 100-day lag dangerously close. It's insane. Like, is it a coincidence that this is exactly happened after the ETF launch? Exactly. I'm not sure. You know, are we going to be following liquidity cycles just like the stock market or more like gold? Are we going to be following that a lot more during this cycle? It could happen. How long are we still going to follow the 4-year cycle? That I don't know. But I will say, though, I personally will still believe in the 4-year cycle until proven otherwise, because I just think that's the smartest thing to do, right? What's your opinion on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. But, hey, you have any final thoughts, bro? I mean, I've been inside my house for multiple days, right? And this is the final time I'm gonna move something. I didn't tell them which location I'm at. I didn't tell them which country I'm in. I just told them I'm in South America. I don't know if I even told you, but I always thought it's better maybe not to share exactly where I'm at. But it's gonna be the first time I'm gonna go outside and do something. So I gotta head out. I actually had to get out like a while back, but your analysis was interesting. I didn't expect you to be so good at what you do, but that's why you do it, I guess, huh? No,
yeah, I do it every day.
I know. So you have any final thoughts?
Course.
Anything you want to say to the peoples?
No, man, and that's basically it. We're gonna print a lot of money this part of the cycle. I mean, just note to lock in right now this time of the cycle. Watch every single of Dusty's videos because it's important during this time if you want to print some money.
How many hours a day should you be locking it in your screen? Like how much should your screen time be, you think?
Now, honestly, like, it's not that important to watch the charts every day, all of the time. Just watch what's going on. Have a look at your X, like, set on your notifications and be on your phone. You can go outside, etc., but be on your phone, like, know what's happening and actually study things, what's going on, you know? And then also set some alerts at the very minimum. So if these alerts get hit, you can act immediately. And also, whenever you enter a volatile time, just drop everything and go to your screen and then act on it accordingly. Very quick. I don't think you need that much time, but I will say 1 hour minimum though. And the more the better.
Fair enough. All right. Mr. Crypto, appreciate you very much for stopping in. Oh shit, let me, wait one second. There we go. I can't show you now because I was afraid you're gonna click it away. Let me quickly go back in. Are you going to just say bye? I would say thank you very much for stopping by and saying hi.
Bye-bye.
And yeah, thank you, Kev, for coming by and saying how you get it. I'm gonna hang up. There we go. It's a bit of an awkward goodbye. Maybe I still gotta maybe get better at that. But yeah, lads. Oh, Litecoin was going on a crazy run. I have to also get my stuff back in. Maybe that wasn't the best thank you, but he was a good, cool guy. Make sure you follow his channels as well if you like the analysis like that. He does it also every single day. And of course, you like your accent, eh? Some of you guys went really nationalistic on him. I'm gonna send him a little thank you message. There we go. All right, lads. But I was gonna say I gotta head out, cause yeah, I got some stuff to do. I'll be back again later tonight, though, probably with another stream, unless I get swifty, unless I go crazy. But I don't expect me to do anything wild here just now. I'll be back with another stream probably in a few hours, especially if something crazy happens. You'll see me first, all right? I'll be the first here to show you. I mean, right now, XRP is slowly but surely picking it up. It's looking pretty nice. But nothing too crazy is happening just quite yet. Why is Litecoin pumping? It's just the market, man. Bro, trying to steal your followers? I think it's okay. Dusty, do you respond to the M's? Why are you asking me that question? There's a lot of people, man. But everybody gets their turn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully see you guys again another crypto stream somewhere later tonight. If you've not done yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go check out Mr. Crypto if you liked his analysis. Go give him a little follow. I'll be back every single day. So you guys make sure you put that notification bell on. And I'll be back again with another stream, hopefully, very soon, somewhere later tonight. Otherwise, at least videos are going to be coming out. So see you guys again another one, all right? You guys are all the best. See you guys.